Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. We are watching a fantastic game here for a FOB Arena group phase, Division 1. Let me actually double check real quick if everything's working properly, because I was setting up the stream in a little bit of a hurry. Yes, it seems to be working. Good. So, let's go to the game first. Custom game. There we go. So I was almost late, but not quite. So happy with that. Could be better, but so yeah, they are playing on a Shecherian, as you can see. We have 84th Strelky or guard, I don't remember. Versus second Banchelas. So Mimile is playing second Banchelas. V for victory. This is an income that I feel Mimile really likes. At least I don't see a lot of players playing it outside of Mimile. Let's catch up here real quick to the deployment a little bit. And Jaapaasa is playing 97, not 84, my bad, on Maverick income. Now, according to Mimile, V for victory counters Maverick nicely, but you need to know how to play it. Which I'm aware that a lot of people can't. I can't do it either properly, at least. At least not for that matchup, you know. So, hello, Salafin. Yeah, I wanted to do more, but I just don't have the time at the moment. It's a very busy week. Last week was already busy. Next week is going to be a little bit better. So, slowly going to come back. I have one more planned for this week, and then next week, probably around Wednesday, I will start again. No promises though. So I'm aiming for 2 videos again next week, but might be only one. Well, we'll have to wait and see. It's just just a bit too much at the moment to provide the content at the regular rate. Let's see. So Jaapaasa on the left, which for me personally, I consider this side to be a little bit better. That being said, it's not a massive difference. Chechen is an okay balanced map. Red definitely is favored in my opinion, but you can win from blue side as well. So, like especially like this area here is actually better for blue side kind of because you can more easily grab ground. However, I would argue it's easier for red to push blue off and kind of get full control. It's just because, at least from my experience, it's harder. Like red can get in here, and then you already have like a little bit of a foothold right at the start. Is very important. So it's relatively easy to sneak in there. Then once you get a hold, you can kind of push. For blue, it's much harder to really get all of this and then deny any control for red side. Freshford asked, is there a new patch in the Baker Fest? Well, we will get Jaapaasa eventually. I think it was, from what I've heard, except for the voice lines that were delayed, it was basically ready, but it's going to take, I don't know how long it's going to take till it comes out. We haven't gotten any news, so, which honestly, like, I'm a bit disappointed on that because they could, you know, they let us know that it's delayed, but at least give us like a rough estimate. And we haven't heard anything since, so it's yeah, soon. All right, let's look at the deployment here. So in terms of the matchup, I mean, second Banchelas is strong, 97th is strong, but it might be difficult to play. So I'm interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see if Jaapaasa can pull it off. One thing that is definitely interesting or relevant here is that there's a ton of light armor, or it's not actually. They have the help of medium tanks, but it's lighter armor for all intents and purposes with the Toldis and the Turans. But there is bazooka infantry, which is going to be very crucial in the town. Then again, Soviets have some nasty tools in the town themselves, especially in terms of CQC, which is where second Banchelas is a little bit lacking. Very importantly, second Banchelas will struggle against, I think I've already spotted it, this thing here, the IS-1 Comrati with the 106mm of armor. Technically, the Panther can do it, which, yeah, we have here in A-Phase as well. But at max range, the Panther will struggle. However, the same thing will also be true for this thing, right? Because the pen is only 145mm of armor, because this thing has the same gun than the T-3045. So yeah, exactly what Salafin said. patch, there will be quite a bit of balancing in that too. So if that hasn't gotten across from what I told, I think I haven't mentioned that. But apparently there's just going to be lots of balancing changes coming. And some of them will be very juicy, like MP44 rework. I think Stücks and Panzer IVs are going to get cheaper. The German 88 is going to get a little bit cheaper as well, from what I can remember. The Churchill, no, not the Churchill 7, the regular Churchill and the Cromwell 6, sorry, Cromwell 7 will get their armor and availability changed. So less armor, more availability. I think for the Churchill it's actually more armor, and it's going to be more expensive in return. And there's a lot more, I just can't remember all of them. So it's quite a bit coming. Oh, there we go. So Jaapaasa going quite large down south with some fast support weapons. This is where the OB-25 is fantastic. You can kill armor with it. You can do some other sniping. You get flamers rushing in too. He has a larger deployment over here, but it's mostly flamers and superb PPH. It's just fast stuff, not necessarily strong stuff. I'm gonna push in here from Mimile. We get an early Nimrod to cover off against any early Air Force. We get a defensive deployment over here, defensive deployment over here. Very light, but not more defensive deployment here by Jaapaasa. Definitely, so neither of these players do make the mistake of going super heavy into town, but Mimile might be able to take something there. Yeah, so what I was going to say is this is where Soviets can really shine, but the flamer here is nicely used as well to kind of, yeah, provide some smoke, which means that these tanks can approach a little bit more safely. You can try not to contest this at the start and kind of let this run into nothing, basically, and then just push for this and this. But the problem is, if you want to get here, you either have to take the long road, or you have to go right here. We do have an early J88 for recon coming in. But yeah, generally having the fast tools here with the snipers, the 45mm and the OB-25 is going to be really strong for an OPA here, because at the end of the day, it really, like, very often it comes down to winning in these two areas here. You need to get control of more areas as well, but, you know, this is often what matters. We do have the 50mm mortar coming in. It's just with the map border somehow, it flips back and forth. It's a little bit annoying, but we're gonna make it work. So Panther here just chilling for the moment. I think he spotted the OB-25, or maybe the sniper. No, it was the sniper. 50mm is lagging a little bit behind. Tanko though is gonna get in there. Should win against the grenade throw. It just threw the grenade against, I guess, whatever that was over there. Toldi coming in, lowest 44M with their bazooka. Spotted the half-track first, luckily for Jaapaasa. If Jaapaasa is paying attention, he can now retreat his tank safely before he can get wiped as well. T-30, IS-1 got a pen. Panther, though, by the looks of it as well, or it just got stressed out a lot. Oh, gets a kill on the IS-1. That's huge. OB-25s will probably struggle. You got an ME-210 wiping off this AT gun in the town. Jaapaasa has cheekily grabbed this flag. Oh no, that was his to begin with, sorry. This one he didn't manage to grab. He got a unit in church house, so he should see quite a bit. He tried to sneak an AT rifle through here, but the Toldi apparently has denied that and is now making a push himself. First line for Jaapaasa. He had this flag, but now lost it to this. I mean, he has nothing here with range. Panther is falling back as it was, I guess, just completely suppressed, but it has taken damage, so that could be dangerous for it. But it's a good fight for it, winning against the IS-1. So it looks like the hill is going to be under Mimile's control now. T-34 kills the Toldi. Turan 2 is still there though, and I think that's the big prize. OB-25s will probably, like any push that tries to get like up here at the edge, will probably get stopped by the OB-25s. No, they're busy with an MG-34 at the moment. Panther is being redirected, Nimrod still being here. 75mm is already getting ready there to cut off the reinforcement road. That's a really nice move there. And something that we see very often by a lot of players actually, again, myself included, that they do take key areas where you have an advantage, not just in terms of flags that you get, but also in terms of terrain. But they don't already plan ahead with things like AT to lock it down. So it's really great to see that. So it is one of these, just another one of these things that makes a difference between a Division 1 player and a Division 2 player. Those small differences. Toldy here is going to be in a spot to snipe these. So if Jaapaasa doesn't notice, that's going to be very bad for him. And it can cost him really dear. Well, he got that flag as well. So he had a 59 for a brief moment. I was still wondering where he got those flags. It was probably this one, and this one. Together with this one as well. Now he's losing some of that. Is he throwing the grenade or not? It looks like he did, yeah. Flamer goes down. So those are here, chilling on the hill. This thing is really good with the SVT and the DT. It is, so it would be better if it had more stuff here, but you know, for recon unit, it's not too bad. You can use the sniper if anything gets too close. You can use the other stuff as well. Kvara DP and Rasvedosa pushing forward in here. Looks like one Tanko here died. The other one's still moving in. Crystal says, I think a big factor in that is the skill to actually make it with that reserve at just sitting there while you're missing those 50 points in other areas. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things there, to be honest, but it's definitely one of the things. You're correct. It's, in my opinion, a combination of all these kind of things, like, you know, thinking ahead a bit more, but also, as I said, making those... make do with what you have in the best way. Toldy here, still hidden, but it looks like he killed a recon unit. OB25 though got in and unloaded without spotting it. So Jaapaasa's in for a bad surprise there. As he might lose more to it. If he's lucky, he has like a tank coming here that the Toldy can't kill, although with a side shot, a lot of things can be killed by it. This too is on return fire, interesting choice. Would have understood efficient shot, but because I mean it also doesn't have any HE that it could reveal. But I guess he really wanted to wait till he saved. Turned off the APCR, nice. It was shooting at something, but stopped. Maybe it saw like a tank over here for a brief moment. Can't see the Panzer III apparently. Yeah, this is true, viewers. So for anyone who's watching this later and not reading a chat, he said, playing an income like with Victor Vanguard helps with this naive phase. It's easy to reinforce early position, which is definitely true. S85 coming in for the hill. So I guess if Panzer is afraid they can't hold this for much longer, or that at least that there's going to be eventually a push coming. Nimrod coming in to reinforce. So Mimile is doing this very methodically. I can't remember from the top of my head because I don't really play 97th at all, and we don't see it very often. What the Air Force is, but I guess it has to be somewhat scary then, since you know, he's really determined to bring those Nimrods in. I think it doesn't have the L2 though. I think it's only 84 that has that. Of the two, like 97 and 84 have been viewed as the Soviet divisions for quite a while, though it has changed a bit recent with the 7th and 3rd mechanized. ME210 coming in for the OB25. AA is already on the way. Jaapaasa expecting some airplane. And it's going to run into the Toldy. So it's going to be a very costly loss there. That Toldy, oh, that's going to hurt. OB25 going to go down. 37 mil is unloading. So Jaapaasa might have spotted it. It might still go down though. So he needs to deal with that somehow. He wants to save it. S85 could, no, can't see it from over there. Jaapaasa is still on the 1311 though. So he's holding up nicely here. T-34 coming in and a 45 mil in a defensive position, so he's definitely spotted it. 37 mil, he could retreat it. He is Q moving though. I think that's a mistake here. He's going to lose it. I know retreating doesn't do what it used to, but he might have been able to save it. I told you he has a fast rate of fire. There we go. 37 mil wiped out. This is a very odd call there for me personally. Not to, you know, retreat right away, because he was obviously paying attention to that area. We have an early 149 in, very close. I think this is a very typical for Mimile. I've seen him doing this with artillery pieces quite a few times, though the 149 is definitely not the one that we put there. I think we've seen it with an K18 quite a few times. T-34 getting in the flank position. Oh, but the Panther turns in time. Jaapaasa cannot capitalize from it. That would have been a huge kill. This Panther here at the moment, pretty much uncontested. There's no Panzerfaust or anything moving in. We do have... Oh, OB-25 has been forced off. So now we have a motorized Araksok just pushing in. OB-25 is trying to move in position in timeout. It's not going to make it. So Jaapaasa really needs to reinforce this soon, or otherwise this thing will shred here. I mean, it's probably too late, as this 2 and the OB-25 will likely fall. And Mimile already, as he feels he's probably winning this, moving the 149 over to this area. They can just move in with the line infantry that he has there, going back to what Jusel says about making do with what you have, right? So obviously it's not CQC, so you can't push. But if you bombard this a little bit with artillery, you can. ME210 cleared this out nicely. Of course, again, no CQC here except for the one flamer. So he needs to be careful. The per PPSH was spotted, so no tank kills for Jaapaasa there. Flamer is falling back. He's brought the VZ-bot PTRs, which are quite nice with 3 PTRs. So gonna have nice thing. Yeah, I know that it has a stacked order on memory, but I mean, it's still like concept stands. He was thinking that he was winning this, which he didn't. So Jaapaasa taking ground again. Oh, Nimrod's gonna wipe the half track. This thing, for anyone who has not been playing as long, this thing used to be... Oh, T-34 spotted the Arakazak. Nimrods used to be very powerful. And they still are, but they used to be very dangerous and feared up close. Because they can... Oh, SU-85 versus Panther. But yeah, so these used to have 10 HP. Now they have 8, which means a tank can kill them. Previously, this was not the case. So with 10 HP, you could definitely fight tanks. Oh, Panther keeps surviving. That's going to be a problem for Jaapaasa. So you could set them up against a tank up close and they would kill. No, it was a very dangerous unit there. Lovash moving in. Barry PPSH forced out. These guys forced out as well. Gevadia moving in to hold ground, but just a little bit too late. More reinforcements coming in defense positions. 12-12 still, as we are in B phase. I guess this is in the match between Mimile and Jaapaasa. I have no idea who to root for. Very understandable. I admire them both. Also very understandable. T-34 spots the MG-34. Let me see what PTD has a go at the Panther. Unless it somehow overpens on the sight, is probably not going to happen. What's the sidearm anyway? 50 millimeters versus 35 millimeters of pen. I mean, if you're very, 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 very lucky, eventually, but... The heat rocket Nimrod is surprisingly dangerous. I've lost IS-2 to them before roll. Yeah, but it is not as good as it used to be because again, it is very much a gamble. The accuracy of that thing is not fantastic. So it can, you know, defend itself, but it is dangerous. Don't really want. Oh, we have the first IS-2 of the game coming in. There we go. That's no match for that Panther. Or the Panther's no match for that. Sorry, all the way around. Oh. See, another 37 mil that might die here. These AA losses will be very costly. So if the mortar going after it, it is. It might actually kill it with... There we go! I want to see what did the finishing blow here, but it could have very well been the 50 mil mortar. These things, if you just keep hammering a tank, eventually they will kill it. So Soviet being... Jaapaasa being pushed out here slowly. He might lose that as well. Looks like he lost the SU-85 over here. Probably to the Stug. 45 mil here in defensive position. We do have reinforcements coming in. And JU-88. And again, there's no AA here left. So that is going to be very crucial. 149 keeps up, continues softening up the area here. Although I'm not sure if Mimile really has the forces left to push. But yeah, going back to the Nimrod thing, it is still very dangerous, but this is a regular one. Maybe he brings the other one because I wanna look at this again. But from what I recall, the fire rate is not that great. He can one-shot tanks though, but the accuracy is also not so great. So it's a little bit of a gamble, and it can't tank in a shot nowadays. So it's a bit trickier. Oh, JU-88 cluster coming in, dealing with that T-3045. So I guess that was bought to deal with IS-2s if necessary. No AA coming in. I mean, 210 coming in to deal with some of these, and two J88s in here to make sure that vision is not lost, and both of these can deliver the payload to the target. I might actually lose the Maxim as well. There we go. Yep. No, not that, but, you know, it hurts still. Sis2 coming in. But again, I think AA is desperately needed to deal with that. It might already be too late. 59 now from Mimile. With him, he has secured this. He's now grabbed the town fully, and he's actually moving forward over here. This can be dealt with. This is probably only momentary. I don't think it's a permanent thing. But the issue is going to be that Mimile has so many planes now, and Jaapaasa is really down on AA, that catching up is going to be very difficult. So this might just be the point where Jaapaasa can't really stop the air spam anymore. So once your opponent has built up quite the air force, it is really hard to come back. Now, if your opponent is not really aggressive, then maybe yes. But on these top players where every loss really matters a lot, and where you really push for flags, it is very rough. So I see some issues here for Jaapaasa, especially over here. The 137 mil can't really stop any of this, so he needs another one to protect his IS-2. And I mean, now he knows that the AA. That the air spam is going to come, so if he doesn't buy AA now, I don't have a good feeling about that. IS-2 over there. Gavada moving forward, Modras Lovers spawning it, Maxi moving in position on T-30-45 coming in. We can definitely hold up this whole area over there. Buff to the availability. The buff to the availability to the 37 mil Russian AA gun was realized. Yes. It was really necessary though. You had to. Oscar also says the micro game of these guys is so nice. There's action on the whole map. Yeah, this is actually very impressive. Like, I'm not able to do that. Like, to be present on the whole map at once, and these guys somehow are. Don't know how about you, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who has some issues. Yeah, passing a nice counter pusher with a Tanko and a Gavardia. Modras Lovers can't really do much here unless he gets into AT grenade throw range to the M2A1. Turan here in the moving in as well. There's nothing here really here to stop that. 149 is going after the Sis-2. Can't do much. Reinforcements coming in the form of infantry. Will struggle very much against Turan 2 there. So if we look at the map, I think Mimile is probably still up in traits. The IS-2, of course, is falsifying that a little bit because this thing is really expensive. That being said, the 149 isn't exactly cheap either. We have Nimrods here, which are expensive AA pieces as well. So it's maybe not looking that good for Jaapaasa. Sis-2 might get a shot off here on the AP turn off. Nice on the Turan 2. Emory says, I think there's essentially no disadvantage bringing Soviet 37 mils with double that for Gaza. Any Soviet division needs to bring 37 mils at double that, basically. That's how I see it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it's really not that good of an AA piece. So unless it's double that, it is really underwhelming. Oh, Mimile is already going after the APs again. Jaapaasa is moving it. But it's in a very bad spot where it will take quite some time for it to actually be able to shoot at a plane. But yeah, so 37 mils are really not that good, so you really need two of them. You need to double that anyway for it to do anything, really. There's not another one coming in, so I see Jaapaasa losing that ISO, especially if he pushes that far forward. Because the airspam continues. He really needs another one to make sure that this IS-2 can survive. And being out of line of sight of anything over here doesn't really help for the matter, because there's two recon planes. And the 137 mil can't stop both of them. There we go. Another one's coming in. Very far back though, so it might be too late, maybe. Stravniki here. Oof. Can't hold the flag on its own. T-30-45 is, yeah, getting triple teamed here. No chance for that. 35 here needs to be falling back because of the Pak 40. Is Russian 37 mil equivalent to the Sherman 37 mil from 1936? I don't actually know. I don't know the stats by heart, but it's it's probably on par or maybe a little bit worse. I would say it's in that range. I think we can say that it's in that range. Not sure if it's exactly the same or not. Now, one thing that we notice here that is very crucial, I think Jaapaasa's IS2 has helped him quite a bit here. However, there is nothing. Mimile is just everywhere with cheaper units, and this is one of the traps that you can fall into with these heavy tanks. Like, yeah, this is dominating here, but it requires... oh, the AA here died, by the way. But it requires another AA piece, it requires something to spot for it. There's so many things. It requires a lot of micro as well, because you don't want to lose it. And Jaapaasa is horrendous. And especially against a division that has a lot of cheap light stuff everywhere, this just means that sometimes you just cannot keep up. And I think we saw this here as well, to some extent. But yeah, Jaapaasa was outrated super heavily. I mean, on the ground, Mimile was already looking like he had the advantage, and then he had the air spam on top of it. I think Jaapaasa at the start kind of traded flags for, well, actual trades for points. And that can work, but only if you can like lock down the area and just hold on till the end. Not so much in such a matchup, so really great there by Mimile. But I think what really mattered as well was that that loss of well, a few key units up north, and Jaapaasa kind of not investing into AA early enough there. So, and again, I mean, we've seen this here as well. This it can work having such a fast, spammy push with a few cheap, not super strong unit like Jaapaasa did. However, you have to be aware that this is unfortunately something that will then not really hold the line super well against any pressure. And I think we saw this here super nicely. So that was game one. We have to wait for a game two, which hopefully will follow shortly. Gaska says impressive stuff from Mimile. Oh yes, definitely agree. Yeah. Well, don't be so harsh on yourself, Omamori. All right, let's. We can actually look at the 37 mil right now. Now, one thing that you always have to keep in mind is sometimes the in-game stats are not exactly what the real stats are. So we might want to take a look at that later on. Oh, no. Where's the axis? There we go. And now we go to AA, and noise here, so annoying. All right, so this thing and the Flag 36, pretty similar actually. So apparently the 37 mil is better, the Russian one. So yeah, it has a higher RPM, accuracy is the same. Is this a different one? I think it's just as a radar trade because it's in VDV. I think otherwise it's the same, but we can double check. I don't think there should be any difference. No, it's exactly the same. Yeah, so actually it's better than the Flag 36 then. And the vet curve should be the same for both. So, but yeah, let me pull up that. I'm gonna post that in the Discord at some point. There's a lot of useful links with like actual stats that someone collected, and Curb has done a great job of collecting all these kind of websites and Google Docs and all these kind of things together as well. They have been around for quite a while, which is, I think they were kind of a little bit all over the place. But give me a second and I will pull that up, and then we can see if it's really the same thing. I'm not sure if AA is in that document though, so we're gonna find that out. Just need to find the links myself. There's one. Not sure if it's the right one. Oh, Jaapaasa is already messaging me. Next map is Kostritsa. I'm very curious. This is one of the maps where I think Jaapaasa can do very well because it's one that he really likes them. No, or they do not have this, the better vec curve. The Flak 36 got a buff as well. You can have the same vec curve as the Russian one at the moment. All right, let's change things around here real quick. Hold on, or let me check actually first. I don't think AA is included in here. Nope. Okay. So there's no data, which makes me think, since this guy was very thorough, that there's probably no hidden stats to the AA then. So yeah, they're the same for all intents and purposes. Slightly higher rate of fire for the Soviet ones, but I think these two rounds a minute don't really matter that much. Considering that we're at 90 for both of them as a baseline. I was really hoping there was some stats in that too, but I guess that there isn't. So that would, again, my interpretation, that would probably mean that there is no hidden stats for them. I would think. Because I think otherwise, yeah, otherwise there would probably be some stats on that in that Google Docs as well. So, next map is going to be Kustritsa. So if we take a look at, we can actually pull up the, if I can find it. The Koenig made a little tier list for quite a while ago for a lot of maps where I can see which division is best for that map. And if we can find mine, then I should be able to pull that up and show you. Then we know which ones are going to be probably preferred for this. Hi, Mimile. Yeah, Jaapaasa has already messaged me that you're playing on Kustritsa. Thanks a lot for letting me know. And congratulations on game 1, by the way. Really well played. It was very impressive. Crystal says, no, I reckon the 36 and there's a 37 are 4-3-2 for the respective red curve. This is possible. Yeah, we can actually double check that real quick. But in terms of double vet, it's the same. And honestly, both of these you want to double vet, in my opinion. All right. Yeah, it's 4-3-2. But isn't the German one is the same now? We need to find the division that has the flag 36. Does Lissa have the, yeah. See, it's the same. Yeah, sure, Mimile. You can do that if you want to. I can, if you're down for that, we can extend that invitation to Jaapaasa too. If you wanna, or you can also. It's okay to say no. But yeah, so it's the same for both. Both have the same vec curve. So just message me after the stream, Mimile, and then we'll see, because I need to change the whole audio stuff then that includes Discord. But that should work. Will probably take a minute, but we can do that. Very happy to do that. So the bands so far are SSB, 5th Gebirgsjäger, ATF, and Dodi. CIBG, 4th US, 20th Panzer, 1st Punchelos. Kestel, DFL, 2nd US, 9 CAF, Morskaya, VDV, 3rd Mech, and 1st Polish. Jaapaasa picks Axis. So I was interrupted. Let me find that. Let me find that tier list. I need to find it for Kustritsa. I used them all for my town fight video where I introduced the concept. Oh no! For the picks and bands guide. There we go, Kustritsa. Let me open that up. And then change the scene so that you guys can also see it. But my guess would be, I hope he didn't just write that, he's messaging me. I'm not looking at it. I wouldn't be surprised if he picked one of the Finns. Now let's see what he actually picked. Rössersprung. Oh yeah, it's very good too. So now you should see the tier list. So there we go. So this is for Costa Rica specifically, by Koenig. This is for tournaments. So the bans, you know what? We can, hold on. Where can we do that again? We can actually, we can edit. There we go. This is what I was looking for. So we have, nope, nope, nope. Oh, there we go. Let's see what he's banned and what Mimile could pick. SSB, Dodie, 9K for sure. 9K, yep. EFL. Okay, let's do it in order. Probably that's maybe better. 50 picks. Also banned. ATF is banned. Dodie was banned. CIBG was banned. Where is CIBG on this list? Wouldn't be my first pick, but Gonzo pulled it off in League once, so Orpheus is also banned. Koenig pulled that off once as well, I think also in League. Second, 20th Panzer, which would not be my first ban here, but okay. First Pangelos, reasonable. Kessel, DFL we've already covered. Second US as well. Minecraft. Morskaya, also reasonable. I think VDV, so Jaapaasa likes that, it's good on this map, so I would ban that too. Third mech, really good on this map. First Polish, also another one that Jaapaasa is really good with. So also very reasonable to ban that. And so we have Russell by Jaapaasa. Mimile is also on Axis, so all right, let's see some messages here. By the way, I've not kept up super well. So, and now play French. Well, on this map, yeah, there's quite a few good French divisions, but he picked Axis, so both are playing Axis, that's for sure. Glad that Minecraft has seen a resurgence after the buff. Always nice to see OG this as well. Yeah, it's just doing a little bit too well at the moment, in my opinion. So, French says this message is sponsored by the C-Phase Makizar Syndicate. Well, no C-Phase Makizar by looks of it. But the rest is really good for this map. And you have light armor, you have a lot of a really strong infantry, you have Raider Infantry 2, which is really nice. Speed is not as much of an issue anymore since he got a few fast transport, which is really huge. Now, a possible counter for Mimile could, of course, be the obvious Axis divisions up here high in the list, like for Alpina. Although I'm not so sure how well that would do. Well, it has probably the strongest CQC infantry unit. In that regard, it could probably hold up well at CQC, but it has not a strong line infantry. It relies a lot on light armor too, so it doesn't really have an edge there. And yeah, Alpini being carried by the Alpini, yes, but not so sure in this matchup. But to be fair, like Alpini also relies a lot on all the other tools working well together. It's not just, you can't just rely on that CQC unit. I mean, the Finns would actually be interesting to see if they can hold up against Russell. I played that matchup, I think, against Omamori, was that recently? But generally speaking, the Finns have the advantage of them being very cheap. So that is something that could be an issue here for Russell, because you have a ton of cheap stuff and a lot of CQC too. Maybe got an Strelki. I'm not sure if it's good enough at CQC, but at least in terms of the armor that it has and needs, that would be doable. It has the A8, it has the air spam. Mimile chose 715, but we haven't gotten there yet, but it's a decent one. Let's then switch back to Distinguished 2 only, because otherwise you don't have any sound. It's something that I still need to work around, so let's see. But yeah, so Russell, let me pull up. This is for tournament. Usually play it. This is an old build. I should maybe delete that. I kept that for some reason. I can't remember what it was. Where is... Should have a new build somewhere. Oh, there it is. So this is my personal build. And okay, let's review first. But received the card of Italian so you can see someone recently has this helped them at all. No, this was not Butler. This was Task Force 45. And I think it helped, but it would not make it good for this map. It's just Task Force 45 is not a division for Kastritsa. Would it be fun to watch Chunky Shrafniki versus Bamble as SKB groups? Yeah, but the problem is it gets air spammed very easily. And the T34, the IS2s are really not that good on that map, so there's no point in playing 43rd here. It has a lot of other good tools, but I think for this matchup, I wouldn't take it. But yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of light armor. There's no heavier tanks, but you do have, you do have some AT. You do have AT planes though, which I can imagine based on the matchup that Jaapaasa will be bringing. I'm also not sure what income is going to pick, but it's probably going to be. Yeah. So he picked Vanguard, and Mimile picked V for Victory, which is reasonable. I mean, Mimile just likes that income, but also if your opponent picks Russell, you basically know he's going to play Vanguard because you can play Maverick, but Vanguard is just the best for it. So even if you feel like V for Victory versus Maverick is a terrible matchup, which for Mimile it isn't, but for most of us probably is, it will probably be a safe pick because Mimile has to pick his income first. So this is a safe pick here, and he counters Vanguard very nicely. So there's that. But yeah, so you have a lot of strong CQC infantry with... This is not super strong, but 25 points, it is chunky. And it's rated raid. So that definitely matters. Otherwise, like, in terms of pure strength, it's not fantastic. You get this thing though, which is really good. 30 points, double flamer, commando, MP40s are not as fast as they used to be. That's really good. You get this, which, it's a Panzergren MG34 with a few more men, because you get more MP40s as well, and you get a Geballte Ladung, so nothing to complain. They're fanatical and rated rate really good, but on a burger, I don't think we need to say anything about that. You also get the SSGBX Strife, which is a hybrid unit. It's not as nice as a GBX Jäger, but it's decent. So, and then, yeah, we get to this one. Grim Guy just mentioned the FS Stoßjäger, which is really cool as well. I've used it recently. It is definitely quite strong. 8 man is, they die relatively quickly, but 8 MP40s and the Geballte Ladung again, really nice. And there's a lot of units that this thing can deal with efficiently. You also get a smoke on top of it, which you should not underestimate. And then the rest is kind of meh. But, if you really need to fill some ground, if you need some filler units, you have these guys, which are cheap. You have these guys, which are cheap. Those I wouldn't take over the other ones. You have these guys as well. There's just a Pioneer unit. You have more of those. You have some kind of Panzerfaust if you need a Panzerfaust. You have the Kazakhstan Pioneer if you need a cheap grenade spammer. There's just so many things here. If you want to disarm spam, you can do that as well. I wouldn't really do that. This is probably the most ideal thing. And then you have tons of snipers in the recon tab as well, which is also incredibly annoying. Again, more light armor. And you have the Czech RTPs, the K35, which is really good as well. And by the way, this thing, never underestimate the IG, the Gebirgs IG-18, because this thing has 20 heat shells. And it will hit eventually, even though the base accuracy is just 25 points, but it will hit eventually. It's heat shell, so it doesn't lose penetration. This thing can kill Shermans. It's not gonna do it immediately, but I have seen it killing Shermans. This thing is really dangerous. So start now going over to 715th, which I think all of you know probably a little bit better, since it was a very popular diff when it released. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Now, this is not the V for Victory build. It's probably not even the best build. Some of these divisions I have not played in ages, to be honest, because I don't play as much anymore. And mostly tournament games anyway. So it feels like it is relatively up to date though. But I mean, we all know this one, right? From B phase onwards, you get access to some really fun Italian stuff. In A phase, it's a little bit more unique stuff as well, but mostly standard access stuff that is a little bit worse than usual. Guys has to check RTPs is all field version. Which one are the check one? I only know that the K35 is one. I don't know which other ones are also check, to be honest. But yeah, most notable here, of course, Dechima Exploratory. Fantastic CQC unit. I mean, it's basically just a better Fallschirmstoßjäger. In fact, fanatical. But you get Commando. The Dechima, I think we also know. Nice little hybrid unit, although more CQC than range for sure. But still hybrid enough with an MG42. You have these guys, which some people are huge fan of those and think that these are better. Some people say that these are better. I'm gonna leave that there. Don't want to get into the argument again because I still can't decide. there's argument. There's like reasons why you want to prefer either of those. You get Panzergrens, but with an MG34, but they are a little bit chunky, which is nice again. So that kind of equals out a little bit. You get light armor. So I can definitely see. You guys says 715 used to be worse back when the DMA was 60 kilometers on the road. I think they used to be 70 when it released. Pretty sure. I think the change came before 715 release. Might be wrong though, but I've played 715 quite a bit back in the days. When it released, well, back in the days, that was like about a year ago. I think pretty much a year ago. And it was, I can't remember it being that slow. Oh, they are deploying. No. I will need to double check the old patch notes, but I'm pretty sure it was already 70 when it released. But we can look it up later. But anyway, so I mean, this thing in C phase, in B and C phase has a ton of CQC too. In A phase, it's going to be relying a lot on these guys. So if Jaapaasa takes the few flamer units that he has in A phase, that can nicely counter this, because these you can easily counter with any TNT. Like, they do not stand up well against TNTs. Because they're not strong enough. Yes, they have the commando, but it's not enough. So that's a way that Jaapaasa can work around that. Armor is definitely going to be an issue, so I'm assuming it's going to take the Ju-87 AT planes. Other than that, I mean, the Lorraine is going to be a huge issue, and Mimile can air spam Jaapaasa again in this matchup, because Russell does not have great A, and not a lot of it too. And these planes here, this is fast, or decently fast, at least for such a heavy loadout. These are high flying and fast, incredibly fast actually for the loadout. So, and very good resilience, so they're going to be hard to stop. So those are definitely issues that I can see. Now, 715 doesn't have the best AA, but yes, like I said, 7.1 can be a bit of an issue probably. It would just the Flak 36, especially after the buff, are going to be tricky. So it's going to be an interesting game. I feel like in terms of infantry, Jaapaasa definitely has the more specialized division that is going to be doing better in the infantry part of it, but other than that, it's going to be very tricky. Jaapaasa has to be, oop, what was that? All right, let's catch up real quick, and then, we are up to date. Great. So in the meantime, quickly work on some settings so that Mimile, he wants to join afterwards to talk about the games, and Jaapaasa can too if he wants to. So I need to make sure that the audio will be there for you guys. I basically turn off all the other audio except for Steel Division and my mic to avoid any interruptions, but ideally I just add one audio source for Discord so that I don't have to turn on the desktop audio as well. I just need to remember how you do that. Mimile is Team Live or Team Stream? Which one? I don't know. Which one do you want? Well, hold on. The picture is, how is it? Who's on the left? Who's on the live? Right. Well, Team Live. No, that's Jaapaasa. It's Team Stream, and then Jaapaasa's Team Live. Then I'll do another poll. What do you guys think? I have no idea. This is going to be an interesting one, because this is a map that Jaapaasa is doing really well on. He's very much an inter-division player. So who's going to win that? But we all know Mimile, and we have seen him. So let's see. Because Russell is a real powerhouser. powerhouse over here. But it has its issues, especially in that area right there. It's going to be very tricky. And I still want to figure out the audio sources thing. Meantime. Oh, there we go. Got the Discord audio added as well. So if they want to talk about it after the game, that is ready to go. Just joined and normally I'd say Mimile, but haven't seen game 1 yet. Will do now. Well, interesting. Who's playing Wassersprung? I was absent for a couple minutes. Jaapaasa is playing Wassersprung. Mimile is playing 715th. Currently, it is 60% to 40% for Jaapaasa. So 3-2. Okay, someone is just hopping back and forth at the moment. Oh. But let's see. So at the moment, it looks like Jaapaasa, Mimile is very much relying on a lot of light armor. So either he wants to overwhelm Jaapaasa, or he, knowing that Russell has a lot of light armor itself, so either he wants to rush in, which with these guys not super likely, or he, knowing that Russell has a lot of light armor, wants to have a defense there ready to go. Brings the SPW 204, a French armored car. We do have some mods, so very mechanized at the moment, actually. SEK set 7-1, which is reasonable. Russell doesn't have a very strong air force, but especially when it comes to AT, Russell can do a lot of damage, and it will rely on the air force quite a bit too. So that's going to be very key there. So up north, he definitely contested, brought the 50mm mortar, which is, it's not the good one, it's not the Soviet one, but it can do. If you use it correctly, it's actually quite nice. The Italian armor cars will be a huge issue for the AB41 and maybe even 43s. Which is the AB41 again? The ones, oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. Although the 20mm cars can wreck those as well. That can go both ways, probably. The what's going to be a bigger issue, or an issue for Jaapaasa, is going to be the Aufklärer Panzer II. Because this thing is hard to pen for the SPWs. They generally struggle against it. Or do you, with the Italians, mean this thing here? Because this thing is really good. Like that thing. Oh, the 20mm will be an issue for those. Yeah, depends a bit. This thing has more range, and it's just as fast. So if you can snipe it, this one is an advantage. Other than that, it's gonna be if 20mm recon car gets close. There we go. There it is. If it gets close, not so good for this thing. That's for sure. I mean, it's a 20mm. It shreds. That's what 20mm do. At least lighter armor, of course. But if you have never seen it, regular 20mm, even without TAP, can shred a medium tank. I'm not joking. Happened to me. It's not so fun. And then you have like fun stuff like the Finnish Vector, which is also really fun to watch. So if you ever want to watch that, this thing is really cool. Jaapaasa bring in an RT piece right at the start. Now this thing is actually affordable, so you can do it. Smoking off here, so he plans to get in there. He has Brandenburger right at the start. Brandenburger Recon, some SSGBX Pioneer. Down south, not a very heavy deployment. So he's going defensive here. I guess he expects something to push through here, which is super annoying if it happens as SKBX Strife. So he's going defensive and not pushing this. Interesting, because this is usually where you have an advantage. Yeah, there we go. Light armor trying to push through here. So the typical play there. Blenheim recon plane being forced off by the SKF-71. Smoke is popping down. You also have a defensive Panzerschreck over there. We do have SKB and Brandenburger coming in, and a Panzer 35S. So that can definitely deal with those. So this flag should go to Jaapaasa in the long run. Currently 13-11 for Mimile. SPW goes down, but that's just because Mimile grabbed what? What did he grab? Oh, this one. Yeah, this used to be Jaapaasa. I was like thinking, am I stupid or what? No, I'm not. As you can see here, needs to be careful. There's line of sights here, plenty of them, and this thing with the 47mm can definitely kill that. Stoffjäger here got pinned. Stoßjäger here got unloaded by the SPW 204. Another one is trying to make its way through here. This thing will not be able to stop that, but there we go, AT coming in. LG-42 being bombed by an early Focke-Wulf. Brandenburger here against the 50mm will not stand a chance, but the 50mm is going after the SKBX Pioneer here. Brandenburger will win against the Panzergrenadier relatively easily. SPW here, pretty much uncontested. Panzerschreck can't really do much. This thing not spotting the SKZ-71 just yet. It's also not in range yet. Just barely out of range. That could change. Especially this thing would be really dangerous if that were to move in the way. Pack 36 gets a kill here. SPW making its way through. SKBX Strife moving into position as well. Still won't be able to stop that though. Necessary. It's now going after the SKZ-71, which is shredding a Brandenburger. SPW moving in, so I think Jaapaasa lost a huge opportunity there with not having this over there. Brandenburger winning now against the Luftwaffejäger. One against the Panzergun, actually killing it. Well, it's probably going to get pinned. 50 mortar will seal the deal on that. 13-11 for Jaapaasa though, with him grabbing this flag back and having this one. Now he's slowly moving past this. If he can eventually push into this as well, it's going to get another one. As for FS Stoßjäger in a nice position in like defensive positions here in the town, can be really annoying to dig out. Oh, Jaapaasa's paying attention. SKBX Strife is going to get the Panzerfaust off and is going to get a kill here. That's huge. Now all of these units have raided trades, so it's not so easy for Mimile to actually put through here. We have the SKBX Führer, which comes in with a nice AT rifle. I think it's the same one that the Sicherungsket, and a sniper, which is really useful. Radio and junkie, so that's absolutely great. Kodos says Vecnan is the most fun AA piece in the game. Yes. Agreed. Luftwaffejäger spotted the Stoßjäger. Stoßjäger revealed itself. SPW working on that though. The P40s are now coming in. They should do very nice over here. More light armor pouring in over here, which there's currently no real defense against. 75mm is being silent. He might want to move that eventually, because at some point Mimile will start counter-battering it probably, and then it's going to cost him some reinforcement units there. 50mm is wasting ammo, but the Brandenburger might walk into it, so he might not be wasting it actually. This thing here currently not spotting anything. Brandenburger is walking directly into it. No. Slightly past it. Gebirgs Pioneer also moving into that, should be able to... The 50mm is going to miss unless it is being microed. Focke-Wulf coming in again for the SKBX Strife. Might also be going after... No, it's targeting the infantry. Might also hit this though. No, misses. 14 down for a brief moment, 13-11 again. Raider doing what it does. L6 coming in, but we should see AA soon by Jaapaasa, I would think. There's one scenario where you can afford not to have the AA, which is if you are very confident you can win and that your opponent just, if buying AA will actually make you not hold the ground that you need to win, but getting airspam won't lose you. This, and or alternatively, you know that your opponent is just overcommitting to buying planes, and then it can be okay to do that as well. There we go, 20mm recon car is there. This is where it's actually dangerous against this. Now, no, this is the recon unit. This one has AT. Nothing else here has AT. That's going to be a bit dangerous. Third line for Jaapaasa still. He's regrabbed this. He's not pushing through though. He could definitely dig both of these out. 50 mil is running low on ammo though. Is this thing moving in as well? No. Sitting there behind the forest. The Model 3 is one of my favorite tanks in the game, even before they gave them Pack 40 gun. Didn't even know that it didn't have Pack 40 guns. Brandenburger versus Panierführer here. Brandenburger now got spotted by the 20 mil. Panzer 2 coming in as well. I think Jaapaasa also has access to those. I'm not sure if he brought them, but I think Ressersprung has them too. 59 for Jaapaasa now. And remember, at the moment Jaapaasa is not actually having an income advantage. I mean, he's out raiding Mimile so heavily. I mean, look at this. There's so little blue and a lot of red. I think this is one of the reasons why, yeah, we have one. Oh no, the flak filling is coming in. It's not a 20 mil actually. For a moment, that was a single 20 mil. And this is the power of raider infantry, ladies and gentlemen. This thing can basically just sit here and hold that flag unless nothing, as long as nothing gets too close. Which is going to be the case here. By the way, you're going to stop the pull, so it's 50-50 for Jaapaasa and Mimile. They had this 3-gun in the early versions. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I probably didn't play back then. Let's give Streif versus Luftwaffejäger. This is a win for these guys because we're MP40s and the SVTs really matters. SPW loses against the Panzer 2F. Yeah, you really can't pen that super easily. But you got a gun champ, which is huge. Ah, they split it into 2 Model-3s. Okay, didn't know that. Streif coming in. This thing can definitely fight with the G43 and the 3 MP40s. This one thing is still chunky though and has another additional MP40, so that can definitely make a difference. 15-9 stopped here by Mimile, but Jaapaasa is doing very well. Lorraine now coming in. That can flip things if Jaapaasa can't make ground, and especially if Jaapaasa will go into like a stationary, more of a stationary war. Is not continuing to push. He could definitely grab this. I think he hasn't really realized how well he has been trading. Pack 38 coming in to hold this off as well. And he's probably focusing more on that. Because you could definitely move in here and at least until B phase when the Dechima come in. Having units like just sitting here next to the flags can be super painful. Wolf has to come in here. Luftwaffejäger cannot be surrounded though. So just that. Once again here, yeah, we'll lose against the Brandenburg. L6 can definitely deal with the 20 mil car here. This one will also struggle penning the L6. The L6 will not struggle penning this. Wolf might actually go down here. It has low resilience, so bad resilience, sorry. Flak filling is going to get a full burst off. It's already smoking. That would be a huge kill for Jaapaasa, which is not going to happen. Lorraine already going after the AA. No. Actually, a church tower, which is a very reasonable call as well. Church tower, even if nothing's there, or like even if nothing has revealed itself there, you can pretty much safely guess that there's gonna be something there, which there is. So, oh, spread also it's a Pack 38, which is really bad. More armor coming in. The disadvantage of the wrestlers is that everything is slow and it's painful. More lights armor coming in. Yeah, the CQC is definitely going to be a bit of an issue. L6 killed the 20 mil recon car there. This flag just barely held, but that's all that Jaapaasa needs at the moment. So as long as he has the 59, he can be happy. And his income advantage is only going to come, right? So things are not going to get better for Mimile for quite a while. It's basically like a balanced versus Maverick matchup, kinda. Just with the difference that you start with more at the beginning. And then both are much lower. And that really makes a difference. So it plays very differently. But in terms of how, you know, the income difference goes, it's roughly the same. But it is much weaker for the income. It is much weaker here for Vanguards than if you compare how strong Maverick is versus balanced. But at the moment, that doesn't seem to be an issue. Wow, Beobachter here doing good work, spotting that Pack 38. Or maybe it was a recon player, or both of them. Flak filling, manually targeting the Focke-Wulf. Radiator overheating, okay. But is it gonna get a kill? I don't think so. No. So, just scratching both planes, maybe being close to killing them, but failing to do so. Panzerschreck misses. This is something that we very rarely see, and down he goes. It is a rare occurrence that this happens. Decima now coming in as we reach B phase. They're also slow though. Again, they will lose against the Brandenburger though. Now they're cheaper, so 2-on-1 they will win. But the Brandenburger can just throw the TNT and one of the Decimas will go down. And, you know, this thing, you should not underestimate this, especially in combination with the Commando. Now, the Commando is not really an advantage because Decima have it too, but just pointing out that it really makes a difference, that TNT versus SMG matchup here. We haven't seen the double flames yet, so it's possible that they are in there as well. Because Decima, I have played them recently against, I think, Jaapaasa as well. And I just have to say they feel very underwhelming, especially against something like a double flamer. So even though SMGs really counter them nicely, generally speaking, flamers, against double flamers, they struggle unless it's a super strong SMG squad, which they're not. They're very underwhelming at times. Back to 15-9 if Jaapaasa holding this, but it is now gone as well. So Lorraine in the meantime, going with the flak feeling, Jaapaasa has not responded yet. It could end very badly, but it's possible that it doesn't matter anymore. If Jaapaasa can pick up another... oh, good hit there. If Jaapaasa can pick up another 59 and keep it that way, it's actually going on counter battery. Well, at the moment, Mimile has not reacted. He's brought back the upgrade panzer all the way back where the ammo is already coming in as well. So Lorraine could potentially get counter battered here by this. I probably wouldn't bother if I was Jaapaasa. But the K39 is... Oh, we see the Burgward. Let's go. I want to see this. The Commander Decima, yes, but the regular Decima are really not that strong. They're still a Commander unit, but they're really underwhelming. This one will go down. Yeah, 2-on-1. Again, 2-on-1 they will win against the Brandenburger. 1v1, they will lose. Let's see if the... Oh. Lorraine has retargeted, which is good for Jaapaasa, as he's going to survive a little bit longer. He has also retargeted K35 now going after the Flak 36, and it looks like it's in radio range. Yeah, thanks to that leader. That's going to go down very quickly. 59 for Jaapaasa still. Not really a push here by Mimile. That's how we do see Decima now coming in. First Stoßjäger, I think, should be able to handle the Decima, again, just because of this. They throw the TNT, Decima gone. Or at least almost pinned, finishing off with the 8 MP40s, and that should be that. Brandenburger PO... just for defensive purposes here in the town. Okay. Brandenburger, yeah, if it's 1 HP, it will go down. This one did throw the TNT down, it goes. Oh, leader here with the AT rifle, with the 6 minutes of penetration, which really does matter. Kills off the P40. Huge kill there. But 14-10 for Jaapaasa. Mimile bringing it back slowly as he kills off units that are sitting in here with the artillery. And that's huge. Jaapaasa can still make a lot of pressure here, but he has definitely lost the advantage of basically having monopoly on CQC. He didn't have that to begin with, but it just... His CQC was significantly better at the start of this. Now it is a little bit less so. It's still, in my opinion, there's still an advantage. It's just not as you just used to. This thing has been silent for quite a while though, by the way, so Jaapaasa really needs to get back on using that. Lorraine is still going after Churchill. Flak filling has fully recovered. K35 is going after the Decima. Might actually pin the escape big span here. The process. So now we can see the matchup here. There we go. Decima doing a lot of damage, but TNT gets thrown. Boom. Decima gone. This is the issue with this matchup. But there's less of those than there's Decima, so there's that. Bookworth moving in. I love the fact that he brought this. Hamburger Outclair trying to go after Decima here. I think it's going to win because this is only one MG32. Well, actually it might not be. Sniper rifle doing what it does. Decima is reloading. Recon being forced off, but it's going to reveal the flak filling, and I'm pretty sure this thing will target it very soon. Hamburger PO moving in. Yeah, Hamburger Outclair won it. So here's the thing about the Burgward. If this thing gets killed, it will still explode. So it will probably wipe the Panzerschreck. Yeah, maybe Jaapaasa's noticed. He's running. He knows that if he kills it now, it's going to explode and take the Panzerschreck with it. it's just not going to get much better. I think this is the point where I just want to accept it. But it might actually kill the Decima too. No, it's just going to pin it. 16-8 for Jaapaasa again. The rain is going for the pack 38 over there. K35 is going after Lorraine again. Eventually it will hit. This thing has a really fast rate of fire. It will hit eventually. And considering that the Lorraine is open top, the Lorraine is really good, but one part of its strength is that you know, you can move it. And this is what you should do. More Bulgwards coming. I think Mimile is probably memeing at this point. Because I can't see him winning this. I don't think he can neither, but he might just be having some fun with the Bulgwards. He can tell me afterwards if he's right. Lorraine moving now. Yep, there we go. I mean, once again, the power of Brandenburger with their... And they're just such a fantastically strong unit. But yeah, again, once again, the power of the Brandenburger showing itself. And the power of the Raider trade. Because again, look at that huge bubble. Mimile holding... Decima here holding some ground too, though, with the Commando, which includes the Raider trait. At the moment, nothing really happening. Panzergrenade coming in, they can easily shut that down. Lorraine is moving. K45 is currently signed. This thing's still not being used, so that's a big mistake there. Not 50 more mortar coming in, so Mimile slowly preparing to get back in. Maybe he has not given up. But if you look at the map, this is very much in Jaapaasa's favor. Now, if Jaapaasa gets too defensive, though, Mimile can maybe turn it around with his Air Force and his artillery. So that is something that Jaapaasa has to be careful about. But 6 minutes, as long as Jaapaasa can continue his double tick. So it's not a lot of time for Mimile left. And Jaapaasa could still, like, he still has a very overwhelming force over here. It still has about 2.5 minutes of income advantage, and then it takes a while for Mimile to equal out. And for the units to arrive at the front line, so that's going to matter a lot. The M15 now moving in. Can definitely pen. Limits of pen versus 75 mils of hour. He can pen it up close, but it's going to struggle. I have to correct my statement that I was going to make, that he can definitely pen it, which he cannot. Not definitely, that's the wrong part. He can pen it. Panzergrenad's moving in, so with the 50 mil suppressing in Brandenburger, the Panzergrenade can definitely move in and potentially even surrender them if the leader is going to get surrendered as well. Big side 18 coming in a defensive position here. I don't think he can deal. No, he can't reach a pack 38 just from there. Something. Maybe the K35 has been going after this. Gives sets in 1 again. Game guy says, I actually like the Panzergrenade 41 with the AT rifle more than the regular Panzergrenade. What? Really? No. No. This thing. Oh, Borgward coming in. That's gonna wipe this. Yeah. It's a fun unit. We don't see it anymore here. There we go. This thing is horrible. 25 mils of penetration. The accuracy is decent, but 25 mils is just so bad. For the same cost, you get more men and the best AT rifle in the game. I hope you're kidding, because this AT rifle is so bad. This one, honestly, MG34 versus, but having more men versus less men, with an MG42. This one is actually not that bad in my opinion, depending on the matchup. If you go against, unless you go against other Axis divisions, the MG34 does plenty of suppression, and so that is, you know. There, I would argue the MG34 is okay enough, but having more man can be nice because your unit survives longer. Wait, what? Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, 1 damage. It's not fantastic. Bloody was Bill, you're right. Another Borgward going down here. Brandenburg is going to go down too. This one might... No, I don't think the blast is that big. Mimile has not been detonating yet, but this, if it continues, this one might go down as well. Jaapaasa has basically grabbed the whole flank here by just moving this thing past, and with the Raider trade it exerts enough pressure, so he just did an encirclement here, really nice. Borgward did go down, go off. This one, no, it just took suppression. J88, still alive, but Mimile really struggling. He needs to reconnect here, eventually, if he wants to get this flag back, but at the moment he's really hard on defense mode. There's not much he can do. I think Yeah, I can't see how. I don't think he thinks it is winnable. I think he very much knows that there's no getting back from this. Tiger coming in up close. Funny enough, there's nothing. Never mind. This thing can kill it. It won't one-shot it though because it does 10 damage, but penetration is definitely enough, and it's heat, so it's not even gonna lose any pen. This thing, yeah, just drive another one close. That's a nice move there by Mimile. Move it close, unload, and gets the Panzerfaust off. Whew, that was actually a bit too close. And there we go, tank goes down. Rumburger Pier has been spotted here. This Panzer just barely holding his flag again. It looks like both tanks here did go down to the J87. Kind of missed that since we were focused over here. More Decimite coming. This is now the Decimite Splendory, the one that Grim Guy mentioned earlier. This thing is really good. Yeah, this is I think another great example of why you don't want to give your Jaapaasa a good infantry division. Because while Jaapaasa is playing a lot of tank and mechanized divisions very well as well, he, at least from watching his playstyle and like his history with the Finns, I think he's very much like in terms of his roots and what he's really good at. I think he's very much an infantry guy, or at least used to, and he still has it when it comes to that. So don't give him any of these division guys because it's not going to end well. Krunga says, I thought I was really clever once and smoked and unloaded Pack 36 right in front of an IS-2, only 42 pounds. Each shell and immediately die. That feels bad. 220 mils will probably just tickle this, and it turns the right way, so it's gonna survive. Failed to kill anything though. Another one is coming in, going after this Brandenburger. They can definitely kill it, I think, because this thing has big loadout, so it's gonna hurt. No, one man survives. 1410 though, with what? We're grabbing this. Oh, this push is actually working with the 50 mil. Already going after the next one. So maybe the recon plane has spotted them. And after that, Panzer now moving forward. Now, this thing can kill it. The IG-18 will be able to waste that as well. It is in range though, so the after that Panzer 2 can retaliate. Oh, Sparling goes down to this thing, I think. Pack 38. A lot of Brandenburger here doing Brandenburger thing. Lorraine counter-battering the K35 now. 2 ammo jeeps next to it, so it's probably not going to go well for the K35. Well, no, they're actually, I don't think they can set off the K35 to explode. But what they can do is die, and losing ammo is really bad. Because at the end of the day, more often than not, you lose your ammo before you lose your artillery piece. Like, run out of ammo before you lose all your artillery piece. That's my point. Lorraine going after it. 1410 for your pass, still 1 minute left. I mean, he's just cleaning this up super nicely. Mimile, despite having the income to come back now, just cannot come back. He's making a nice little push over here, but he's just moving everything into. Okay. Again, I think this is more of a desperation / me move. I think he pretty much knows that there's no coming back. You've lost like such a huge part of the map, and you have at least a little bit of a feeling of for how you've traded, you know. So, Tiger actually going down to probably this thing? Yeah. There we go. It was desperation, Mimile says. Yeah. Very understandable. And there we go. Cheese to Jaapaasa. That was a really good game. But the trades were less. It felt like there was a bigger gap, but I guess that's probably the planes that Mimile still had. Made it look like he had a lot less, but there's still quite a few points sitting there in his air tab. So that may be the reason for that. Because on the ground, it looked like Jaapaasa had a lot more. And his units are not necessarily cheaper. Some of them are. Like the tanks were definitely, some of the AT pieces were definitely. But infantry at least is not, which was a lot of what Jaapaasa had over there. So, a really fantastic game. Let's look at the chronology here quick. Yeah, I think this, I mean, we saw that in the game as well, right? Jaapaasa making good grabs, Mimile getting a few trades here and there, but just not a lot. He actually did a little bit of comeback here. I think you also saw that around the 10-minute mark, a little bit later. But then it was all Jaapaasa again. A little bit of a comeback with the Tiger, which then died, so there's that, but just not enough. In terms of kills, let's look if anything performed super well. SPWs did SPW stuff. Brandenburger, I mean, it's a Brandenburger. What else do you expect? These things absolutely dominate, and they did that here too. K35, wow, I didn't actually realize it killed the Flak 36, but these things are super good. Mimile says, I was slowly coming back, but not fast enough. Yeah, towards the end it looked better, but... I mean, and then losing the Tiger... Well, you probably wouldn't have lost that if you weren't like so desperate for making any plays, I guess. Over here, Focke-Wulf, yeah, we saw this thing getting some value. This thing is doing nice. Oh, wow. Not noticed that thing. This thing actually did quite well as well. This killed one of the SPWs as well. Nice there. Oh, look at that Luftjäger go. Luftwaffejäger go. That killed a lot. I have to imagine it outrange these guys because I can't see a scenario where one Luftwaffejäger kills two Fallschirmstoßjäger. And then we have the Lorraine. You killed the Flak filling at the end of the day. I haven't noticed that too, but Lorraine is Lorraine. Like this thing kills. They have weapons too as well. Wow. This thing was also historical. One of the few moments I saw a Panzerschreck miss. It doesn't happen very often. Despite, I think the accuracy is 90% or something like that, but still, you hardly ever, or 90? 90 or 80. But you hardly ever see it miss. So, it's one of the few times. But said Russell is shallow too, no more regular Brandenburgs were available. Yeah, I can imagine. It says I should have bought both Lorraine. Maybe, I mean, there was a lot of infantry and the Jaapaasa was very stationary. Maybe more, I think maybe more that would have provided more value than planes, I don't know. All right, that was a fantastic one. So, so you wanted to join Mimile and to talk about the game, right? So if you want, we can do that. Jaapaasa is also free to join as well. So just let me know how you wanna. So I have not like thought about this too much yet because I wasn't thinking that I was gonna do that so soon. How we want to do that? Do we just wanna like kind of look at the game for while we like have it go at like double speed or something like that while we talk about it to showcase some things, or what do you have in mind? So if you want, you can hop. I think you're both in my Discord, right? You can just hop into the VC there. I will go to my own VC that you can't see. I will move you in there once. Did you hear the Discord sound, guys, in the stream? The joining a channel one. Just to make sure that you can hear the Discord sound input. No, you cannot because I turned it off. Hold on, let me check again. Did you hear that now? Can anyone confirm? Right, I'm gonna move in the other two now. As soon as I have moved to, there we go.
Chance.
Hello, I'm gonna move Mimile as well, and then we go. All right,
Hi.
Here we are. Hello, you two. That was a fantastic game. Now,
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks.
can anyone in the chat real quick confirm that you can hear the two? Because otherwise that would be a shame. No answers yet.
Well, I think I can on the stream I can hear it.
Ah, okay, perfect. Yeah, Grim Guy also confirms. All right, great. So, congratulations to you. We had two very nice games and one win for each, I guess. So, what are your closing thoughts? We start with that for the two games.
Well, I think the first game was over after the opening when the Panther killed the IS-1 and completely destroyed the Jaapaasa's opening. I think that was a very decisive moment early on. I think in the second game, well, I completely fucked up the opening. Yes, you saw with the kills. My pick was not the best pick. It was I wanted to play a division. It was not necessarily the best thing to pick there. I think Jaapaasa played a lot better.
Mm-hmm. What would have been your other pick that you had in mind for game 2?
Monte Rosa was a possibility. First Flashing Jagger was a possibility. I don't know. Also, the Finnish divisions were possible.
I was wondering whether you would pick the Finns as a counter. Would you?
It would have been funny.
Yeah, especially against Jaapaasa, who is known to be the master of the Finns. So getting a bit of a taste of his own medicine. So Jaapaasa, what are your thoughts after having played the 2 sets, or the set of 2 games?
I'm just happy that I managed to squeeze a win from the second one, as I really needed to tie this one to have some chances to make it to the playoffs. So
fair enough. So what was your reason? I was surprised about 97th. What was your game plan when you picked it? Was it really just take the IS-1, lock down that central valley, and then go from there? Was there more to it?
Yeah, pretty much. And then if there were some tricky positions, for example, in the town, then drop the death off map over there and finish him. But obviously, you saw how well the IS-1 worked, and we talked about it a bit with Mimile, and I didn't realize how bad the matchup was.
So would you too say that the matchup in general was unfavored for 97th, or that it was just kind of flipped with the IS-1 dying?
No, what do you think, Mimile?
I think second Manchilos was a better division there. I think you should have banned it. I think it's a mistake not ban that one when you're playing 2. I think that 97 has a chance. It's not at all impossible to win with it, but I think you should have opened with an IS-2 or not go in the valley at all.
Fair.
Like the IS-1 just doesn't work against the Panther, especially the double vet one.
I mean, I thought it almost worked. Did it get pen? I didn't manage to see.
It
At
did.
least the suppressed did, but it didn't. Okay.
No, it did. It did.
Oh, yeah.
You got 1 pen.
Which honestly is a bit lucky. I think on average you don't get a pen. Maybe you get 1. Like I mean, we talked about it. Like the Panther has a way more penetration. Like the difference between the armor and the penetration is favor the Panther. The Panther has a double vet, so it has more rate of fire, more accuracy. It's fighting at it has more range, so the accuracy is higher because the closer you are, the higher the accuracy gets.
Yeah.
So the Panther is heavily favored there.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know in the future.
I mean, against Tigers, the IS-1 is good. Against Panthers, no.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the penetration difference is quite huge between the Panthers and the Tigers. Those 20 millimeters do matter. But we've also seen, later on when Jaapaasa brought out the IS-2, I think he kind of dominated that area with the IS-2. But at the same time, there was just so many of those, I've talked about this on the stream while they were playing, that it was so huge for Mimile that you had so many cheaper units with the Turans that it could just be everywhere at once. And Jaapaasa had this one big tank at one place only. And it was just getting slowly overwhelmed everywhere, basically.
Yeah, I don't know how it looked on the stream, but for me, I had the impression I was trading very positively overall. Like taking the town was a huge benefit for me because I trade very well there. And then the IS-2 I could just ignore and focus somewhere else.
Yeah, no, it definitely looked like that too. I was a bit surprised about how much I traded him. It didn't look that bad, but it was noticeable.
Yeah, it was really bad. I feel like I only had the IS-2 left, so I could have maybe played around with it a bit more, but it would not have mattered at that point.
Yeah, I think at that point it was over. Like the trade difference was too high.
Yeah, we also have to say that Totally 2 was absolutely clutch for you, Mimile. That also got so much value there.
Which one? The one that I sneak behind his line to side the
Yes, this one exactly.
Yeah, I was like, it's 20 points. It's probably not going to work, but if it works, it can pay off a lot of. I mean, killing the EA was huge there.
Yeah, that was so clutch.
Yeah, basically the whole side collapsed pretty quickly after that.
So game 2 then, what were your thoughts going into it for both of you? Or having, you having won game 1 Mimile and you having lost at Jaapaasa, what was like the mindset and the strategy that you had in mind?
Well, I thought my pick was not very good, but it was a fun pick I wanted to play. And I was like, well, I won the first game, it's fine if I lose the second one. And well, you see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the picking axis at that point was a mistake when Rossel was open.
Yeah, but also, we can pull it up on stream again. I have this nice tier list that Koenig made. I know that not all the divisions are everyone would agree on, but I think it's a nice... We can show it that way a little bit. I just need to switch to it so you can see. There we go. So... I'm sorry for the interruption, by the way. If we look at that, I mean, we can definitely see that there were not that many axis options open that were like commonly seen as super strong, other than for Filipina and the Finns, I guess. Sorry, I interrupted you, Jaapaasa. You can finish what you were about to. You also don't think they can hold up well enough with their relatively cheap CQC then? You just... Yeah. So you just mean you have like one forest patch and then you can move past it, so you can never really push. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay. So I guess what I'm hearing here is, but basically for both games, kinda the picks were like the first nail in the coffin for the person who lost, and then the second one was basically the opener. Is that what I'm hearing? That for Jaapaasa's in game 1 was basically his IS-1 dying was GG's, and for Mimile getting rushed by Jaapaasa's opener was kind of also a bit GG's. Is that's somewhat what I heard from you guys so far? Oh, wait, what? Before that, they said you can hear. Oh, okay. They can't hear you anymore since I swapped to the tier list. So I'm gonna have to stop that. Can you confirm me that you can? Oh, no, now you should be able to hear them again. Can you say something, Mimile or Jaapaasa?
Sure. Can you hear me, stream?
Sorry, I still need to... I usually have my audio sources set up in one way and I've never changed them, so I kind of forgot how to do it properly. But so
no
for
problem.
anyone who has not heard what it says, they basically, said that is... Okay, so now they can hear you. So they basically said that, it is the picks and then the opener in both games are basically the deciding moment already. So what are your... anything specific that you want to talk about? Because I don't have many more questions left, so I will move on to 1-2 finishing questions. But if there's something they really want to discuss about the games, feel free to bring that up.
I thought it was very funny to see the Panther died in the first game to the mortar.
After the 50 mil, yeah.
I missed the kill, unfortunately. And then I saw the kill, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it
What
was.
is this?
There was about everything shooting at that. I think there was the T-34, there was the AA, and then the mortar. Maybe the VZ PTR also, but I think that one was smoked off.
Yeah, I think it was a really funny overall. Just how the Panther did super well, and it was like an action hero going around
Yeah,
the forest.
yeah.
And I couldn't do anything.
We also saw that T-34 to recon one. And, you know, you had a nice flanking position, but it just couldn't shoot fast enough before the Panther turned.
Yeah, I was very scared when I saw that engagement. I saw T-34 having a flank shot on the Panther, and Panther turning very, very quick.
Yeah, that was basically the only chance I had to kill it, and after that, it just went rolling around.
Yeah, I was like, I have this
side
Panther. Either I keep it in the back because it's already damaged and it's not going to do anything, or I just send it on a suicide mission behind his line and try to get some interesting kills with it. And
yeah, and you did. You killed the Su-85 and almost the AA as well.
Yeah, the EA was the big prize I was hoping for, but yeah, the Su-85 was already a good kill.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the A situation was already desperate. There was that one that we could see, and there's another one being called in. But I think that if there was another wave coming from you, Mimile, I think that IST would have been that too, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, sure.
But that's what
I'm planning the long term. Like, I have a lot of artillery, very good artillery. I have the anti-tank planes. I can kill the IS-2 in the long term. It's not an issue.
Mm-hmm. I haven't actually thought about this during the stream, but now that you said that you basically just ignored the IS-2 because you could, because you had the rest of the map to play for you. Was that kind of what you were doing with your Air Force as well? Because we definitely saw some airstrikes when you already had your massive Air Force ready. Were you just waiting for the cluster plane to reload, or did you just decide that it still wasn't worth it at the time dealing with the IS-2?
Well, I expected to be AA there, so no point sending an airplane there yet. Okay. But I'll deal with the rest of the map first, and then if somehow I haven't won yet, like if he's pushing and taking flags, then while he's pushing, his AA is going to be too far in the back to protect him, or I'll just send the recon plane, spot the AA, bomb it, and then bomb the IS-2.
Yeah, okay. That makes absolutely sense. For game 2, Jaapaasa, we were actually wondering, you were a little bit hesitant at first to buy AA. Were you just thinking that you basically had this and just needed to push now? So were you thinking that there was more benefit to just pushing at that time, or were you actually feeling like you had too much pressure, like there was too much pressure on you at the moment to buy AA when Mimile started bringing out planes again?
I don't know. I didn't really. I don't really recall. Was it a long time after the airplanes started coming out?
It felt like it, but I think it probably wasn't that long actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, maybe it was not that long. It felt like forever because we saw the planes like coming twice or so, and we're like, no AA coming. Is it gonna get? I think that was maybe my interpretation because of the first game, how that went with the air sound. It was like maybe overthinking that a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, it could have taken some time. But I figured that the first minutes, I just wanted to bring more units since some of them arrived so slowly, and I really needed to keep the pressure up. Since once B phase hits, then the Decima came out, and they actually did okay. But the infantry in A are kind of bad. So
yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised about the Decima. They were absolutely wiped by anything with the TNT, but otherwise they did better than expected, especially after, I think that was against you, my recent experience with them, where they were a little bit of a letdown. So it's nice to see they actually still do perform.
They're a very good unit, I think. Like with Commando and 7 Beretta, they do very decent really at close range, and then MG42 plus Commando is also good at long range.
Yeah. So I actually have to ask,
a very good unit.
Because this has been a discussion for a bit at some point in one of the discords, and so I want to hear your opinion. Which regiments do you prefer, the one with the MG42 or the one with the 2 Italian rifles, and why?
I thought about it a lot, and the conclusion is that they're basically the same. The differences are very small.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like the two Breda do the same damage as an MG42 at range, like slightly less, but it's basically the same thing. And at close range, well, you have one more Beretta, you have the two Breda, that's probably similar as well. The only difference is that between 101 meter and 150 meter, you have the Chima with the MG42 does a lot more damage. But
I think this
that's
is
the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is the right answer. But the way I use them is usually I put the one with the Breda to C phase because you get better width and
yeah,
you
the
can calculate.
availability is higher for them, so it's good to have them in C phase.
Okay. So, anything you guys wanted to specifically discuss about any of the games left?
I don't know. I'm playing Lishek on Sunday.
Ooh, okay.
Haven't made plans yet with the other two players. I know how it's going for you, Jaapaasa.
Well, I finished. You saw the games against Lisek. I'm trying to schedule with Luna, but I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend, and I haven't heard from Farid yet.
So, what are your confidence levels for getting into the playoffs? Looking good?
I think for me, well, I've only played Jaapaasa. It's a tie, so
Oh yeah,
based on the previous result, it's not looking fantastic, but I think I have a good chance.
Yeah, the way I see it, I pretty much need to tie with both Luna and Farid too.
Yeah.
So that will be quite tough, but yeah, let's see.
The pressure is high.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm aiming to tie. Of course, anything can happen. Like, but let's see.
All right, but it were two great games, so it was really a pleasure to watch. And yeah, I wish both of you the best of luck for your next game. I think I don't have any further questions ready. Again, I was a little bit taken by surprise by Mimile's suggestion. It was really nice. I think it's a cool thing to do, but I have not really been able to prepare for it. So that's why everything is a little bit improvised at the moment. But it's actually a cool thing that I want to do more in the future. It was a really good suggestion. So, and again, as I also mentioned in my Discord, so we can very happily do this for the casting itself if there's some good games available by any of you or any other good player, of course. So, looking forward to more of these in the future. So
yeah, it was fun to do.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. Thank you guys then. I will continue the stream for a bit. And I wish you, again, best of luck for your future games. Hope that we see more. Unfortunately, I can't cast the one against Lizek, but we'll see.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So,
good luck for your games too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I will actually still need to schedule some of them as well. I've only played against Hypocras so far, and the other ones I still need to do. We'll have to wait
good
and
luck
see.
with
So
that.
this week, as I announced, is a little bit stressful at the moment, so I can't really play that week. But next week, hopefully looking better. So,
all right.
Waiting for the big showdown with me and Attack Power, honestly. Very curious about that one.
I think
everybody's waiting. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll play Jaapaasa.
Yep. I'll play too.
Right. Thanks for joining in, and have a nice evening, guys.
Yeah, you too.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, that was actually really cool. What are you guys thinking about it? I hope it was enjoyable for you. I liked having the actual players talk a little bit, especially, since their perspective, in my opinion, is really interesting. I think in the future, I will try to ask them to get the replay right away, so we might actually be able to looking at a few key moments. But, it was a nice start. So, since both games were relatively fast, I do have some time for some games of my own, which, still need to practice since I don't have that much time this week. So if I actually planned this evening for Steel Division 2, I might as well make use of it. So I'm just going to do one or two quick play games, and I think then I'm going to end the stream. It's not going to be a super long one today, but we can see what we can do. Now, one thing that I actually wanted to risking that they might get banned now. I actually want to try out some divisions that I do like, but would not dare play in League right now. But in the future, situation arises. And one of them is Tatra, which is not super good, but I really do like it. And I think we can. There's a lot of work that can be done with it. This is why I want to give this a try. It is a ballsy pick, I admit that, but if you can make it work, I think like one of the things that I've learned that is really huge in tournaments as well is not just your skill level, but also being able to surprise your opponent. If you pick a division against your opponent that your opponent doesn't know, it can make it really difficult to play against it because you just don't know what you expect. So exactly, Grim Guy. The Tatra light vehicle spam at the start can run over people, and this is it. This is really how you can win with this division, even in like a competitive settings where there's objectively better divisions available. I wouldn't pick this. I wouldn't first pick this, and I wouldn't pick this against a division that has very good AT capabilities. Against any division that struggles with that, I think this can actually work. It just cannot be on a map and in a matchup where CQC matters a lot, because then again, you're a little bit of a disadvantage with this division. I do need to revisit the deck though, because I think we need to make some changes. So first of all, I think the recon tab is good as it is. I definitely do want to have the SPW 2-2. These two are really strong, so we should take them. We need to think about this again. I really like it. I used to love this unit. It's still, there's still a use for it, but I just not sure if I can justify it anymore. The rest of it looks okay. Yeah, so I take the Panzergren, the only one that you have, the real one, in A phase, because I want to have some proper infantry in A phase. So you can count on your light infantry to kind of hold ground. This is also an option. But I just feel like having something that can have a little bit of a punch is very useful. And then I still have this with the double MG42. It is not the same because you have the MP44s, which are borderline useless outside of towns and Yellow Forest. So there's that. But, we have a double machine gun unit if we really need. It comes down to that. Won't win against Axis, but against any other division it can do. And it'll be interesting how SS Storm going to be performing after next update with MP44. Yes, I'm really curious. I hope. I really hope that they don't make it more expensive, because I can imagine if the buff is like, what is the unit? Some unit they actually make like more expensive. I can't remember which one it was. The one MP44 unit in Großdeutschland is 20 points and has one MG42. Apparently it goes to 25 points because it is too strong otherwise. So this one will probably be too strong as well then. But I just hope they don't bring it to 35 points, because honestly the division really doesn't have great infantry. And it's not super strong at the moment, so getting this nice bonus would be cool. I think this is also only in this division. I don't think there's any other division that has. Oh, maybe. Is it the same one than in Lazar? Oh, that one's probably called Lazar Sturmgrenadier. I hope. Because I don't want them to change this. Because then this unit sucks for this division. It's just too expensive. You don't want to have expensive units in this division, in my opinion. But anyway, this we can single that. We don't need that many of them anyway. I feel like if we need that many Panzergren MG26, we have another problem. So we're gonna think about this later. Oh, we can't double edit. Okay, never mind. Tank tab, I think it's okay as it is. Maybe it's better to have a leader. Oh, it's single that because it's forced. Do we want to have the Stück though? Because I actually like the Panzer IV. Maybe we have enough turret tanks, so maybe it's okay. Oh, it's also pointed out that I have 2 check guns now, because, yeah, I didn't know that, but this... Oh, yeah, it has a T, so it's also check one. Okay, I have to catch up with chat again. When is the DLC coming? Any inside info? I do not know. I wish I had that kind of inside information, but I do not. I'm not in the Strikes team, so I don't have any information about that. My guess is it's probably going to be another month or two minimum. Lysasm 2. No. 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 It's the same one. Well, crap. Okay, so it might get... If it needs to be, it might get more expensive then. Sucks. But it is what it is. Well, I mean, I think you can give Lasadis one unicorn unit as well that is not overpriced. Or no, overpriced is wrong word, but it's cost efficient for what it does. Because Lasada is such an expensive division to begin with. So I think it would be okay. But yeah, I think Leaders here would be nice. 3 Panzer Force would be great. I like the turrets. But maybe the Stug is better. I don't know. Because, honestly, yeah, the leadership is really nice to have, I think. And then we get actually something with a little bit more armor in Avis. Well, I guess the Hetzer does that for us. Yeah, I think they're mostly focusing on Warner at the moment. They're recording those voice lines, and whenever it's ready, it's going to be shipped, but it's just going to be ages from now. One thing I would love to fit in here is this thing, the Stug 3E. This thing is really good. The Heat is not fantastic, but it can do the trick. But this thing is what you really want. Fast rate of fire, does good support, kills light vehicles, only 20 points. I just can't fit it in. The IG-18 is great for openers, the MG-42s as well, for obvious reasons. Flamers and Verleger are for the same reason, basically. And the ammo, I just can't take out the ammo. I don't like having ammo with my artillery pieces. Just do not like it. Now, the other thing that we can do is we can definitely change the... I think I've tried this and decided that it was not that good and went for the mortar, but forgot to save it. I think we can move to this. We're playing... Oh yeah, and we can't bring it with ammo. I forgot about that. I think we're not playing with a ton of artillery since we're Maverick. So there's that. AT tab is fine. We could definitely move this out since we don't necessarily need that much AT. And then we could maybe fit this in here if we let go of this too. Because I don't think we need this. It's probably a good strafer, but I don't think it's needed. I think the main reason why I had it because this sucks and I don't have a lot of AA and I want to have something that can shoot down planes. Kick the Pentagon and C. I think we've touched enough. Just it's not about that. It's you need that bit of infantry because you need. Yes, you have spam. But this is the line infantry that you need to also hold some ground. This I don't just need for spamming, I also need it to really do a little bit of work. It's not fantastic, but it does what it needs to do. So with this, if we can take this out, you have basically 52 infantry. So you can make that 58 at the start. That is not really a lot. Especially considering that, you know, this is not expensive. This is not expensive. But 91st, like, at the moment, 18 of those 91 are these guys. And they do nothing than just sitting there and being annoying. There's a reason why I take them, or why I took them. I'm not so sure if I'm going to still take them. But those, you can basically count as 6. That don't count for, you can't count 2 for those for 1, which I think is a reasonable formula otherwise for disarmed units. This counts for less. This is like 3 for 1, even less maybe. So it's 6 for all intents and purposes. And then we have these guys in C phase, basically. Well, again, Grim Guy, I still have to go over this topic. I have not touched this yet because this is something that I'm still not sure about. The other one, but your opponent doesn't know that, so it's just those to act to you got troops. Well, no, you can't just, I mean, yes, you can act as if you have troops, but your opponent will push if he's not stupid. And then he will very quickly realize that there's nothing there. And even if he doesn't, he will still have to push at some point. So, like, and you just can't stop it. That's the issue with it. I'm not going to take out my C-phase infantry. Even with Maverick, you need the C-phase infantry. Otherwise, you're pretty much screwed. The only thing I'm actually considering is double vetting this 8. It's okay. We don't need as many of those anyway. They're very niche in their use. It's another thing, by the way. Like, these are not the greatest, and we're probably not going to be relying on those too much, which is another reason why I want to have some infantry that can still hold long term. We need the AA. We kind of need the fighter. We want to have to recomplete. Do we really need this? I think we're not going to air spam that much. So we could do this. We're not going to take the group. This is not a 2K division, in my opinion. We have one Jagdpanzer in B phase, and we have the Hetzer in A phase. So we could definitely take this in A phase too, instead of the Hetzer. The Hetzer is a bit cheaper, and it has the pen. So I think that's okay. Marder would also... There's so many good units here. The light AT would also be great. But honestly, with this and our light tanks, we're not that fast with our light AT, except for this. But, you know, this is only an autocan, so anything that really needs pen, we're not that fast with. But once it arrives, it is very powerful with the Panzer IIIs and Panzer 38Ts. So we do this. And we get this. This adds another tool, AT tool in our mix that, again, is not super fast, but it will do the trick. Schüssel says, but your opponent doesn't know that, so just, I don't know, you know, Stück and Jagdpanzer in B is kind of overlapping though. Maybe switch those for a support ship. No, because this thing is cheaper. And we get more of it. One thing that I'm thinking about is putting the Panzer IV in there though, because then we get a turret. Because the one thing that, in A phase we have the Panzer IIIs for close range, with a turret we have the Stück for a bit of range, we have this thing for range and pen 2. Which is what the Jagdpanzer doesn't have. This is why you want to have the Hetzer in A phase. Because of this right here, if we really need it. In B phase, we have the Tiger for that purpose, and we have the Panzer IV for our turret tanks, 4 tons. I think this is actually the way to go, because these and the Stück have their limitations. I agree with the Stück not necessarily being necessary with the Jagdpanzer, but I wouldn't remove this. We still need a proper medium tank, in my opinion. The Jagdpanzer kind of doubles as another Tiger with weaker gun. Yeah, but it doesn't have 2K. And the pen is still weaker. It does matter, believe me. I would take this Tiger. Again, this is not a 2K division, but having the 2K tool there is useful. I would take it. Definitely. And I think with that, we're probably set. Again, the A type is really weak, considering how big it is. It's just there's not that many things. If you really want to go strafing, this thing, you can use this. This is more of a... I use it kind of as an interceptor. It's a test run, okay? I've not tried this thing. I want to see how well it does at doing this job. Because again, our AA is weak. This thing, unfortunately, is not a good fighter, so I wouldn't really take this as my fighter. But this, I hope that it can shoot some planes down. The turning radius is absolutely crap with this, but it is what it is. And then we just have cheap recon planes they can easily bring out, and we have the J87, which is a J87. I think that should do the trick. And let's see how this works, and if it doesn't work well, we can always do another one. Another run of changing this. I also need to sort out my divisions again. Where is Tatra? There we go. So I just find that some of these lower tier divisions, if you really think about it, can sometimes do a really sometimes really take your opponent by surprise, and they can actually be surprisingly good counters sometimes. You just have to know when to use it, which I think a lot of people in a lot of situations don't think about those lower tier divisions, but some of them can be quite strong. It's like I'm not kidding. It's a bit like what's it called? The now I even forgot the country. You know, the Allied tank division, Eastern Europe one, Bulgarian one. How can I forget the name? This one, Bronirana Brigada. It's a bit like this one. This one, as bad as it is, can actually be really annoying. Playing against Channel Voice, I don't know who that is playing Bronirana. Now I'm on the good side. He has the same tanks as I do. The 38T. In his case, I think they're called P38. They're really good. Other than that, he has more light armor than me. I have more range though. I have the Tiger. He does not have Tigers. He has 88s though, so I need to be careful with my Tiger. No, I don't think they do. I think the Bulgarian one has 60mm as well. There's two different tanks that they get, light tanks. One has lower armor than this. I think same pen. The other one is really just this. The other one is a Panzer 38T with a different name. He also has SPWs. So how do we go about this? He has SPW 222s only, I think. I think in the open we can basically dominate, although I need to be careful because of the 88s. I only have them in B phase. The question is where does he have it? You don't have 2K in A phase anyway. So, and this is one of the places, like situation like this thing is good rate of fire, not too expensive, can deal with the spam. I'm gonna put it like right here. Actually, the tanks will be a little bit slow, so we can put it over here. As far as I remember, it doesn't have IG-18s, so we don't need to be worried about this getting shredded by IG-18s. I'm gonna bring an MG42 though, because I'm a little bit afraid about this getting hit by one of those. And we're gonna let this right here. So we're gonna get in there. He doesn't have... Does he have flavor? I can't remember. He has basically one Pioneer and one Sherm Pio. Called different, but it's the same thing. I do have the same thing. Just depends on in which phase we have it. Oh, I forgot to talk about this and whether I want to change it or not, but I guess we're not, since we have it now. That's actually good. You know, I can reevaluate how useful they are. So the reason why I like them is because they're super chunky and to have a Panzerfaust. The combination of those actually makes it useful. And especially in towns, you can just put them somewhere, and at some point, if one of those gets a hit with a Panzerfaust, it's usually providing value. On top of that, disheartened units that are not super good in terms of fire, like fire support, damage output, suppression, whatever. In a division like Tatra, they can actually work. Not saying that they're the best choice, but they can work because you have so much armor, and all you need to do is things shooting at these to reveal themselves. So, and then your armor will take care of the rest. That's kind of how I approach this. Again, not saying that it is the right choice, but I forgot to take them out anyway, so might as well. But that's a general way of using those. We need some recon. And then might as well just push through and see what we can get. If we can get to the back lines, you know. I'm gonna hide that in here. One of the cases where this thing is actually useful, though the same is true for any disarmed unit, is we can just put them like right here and they can grab this flag for us. Fun fact, you can take the Hungarian scouts in the 25 kilometers an hour R-team view. Trust me, it's meta. Is this the one, is this the thing, little, like, super small thing that is armored? Or no, I think that's a Finnish one, never mind. I might be mistaking it with something. I also forgot about it. We get these things. So I'm on the good side, which is good. I have basically 3 flags that I can push. He will struggle. But still need to be careful. And we're going to cut him off over there. We're going to get a leader and the proper Panzergran. I'm just gonna I'm lazy. Actually, I should do this properly. Gonna go down here. Now we just put them there. This is still lazy. He does get me. Yeah, I know. But I have these, and I also have SPW 222, so I'm a bit less worried about those because of that. We also want to get our... Actually, hold on. We're going to do this differently. We need recon here anyway, and then we might as well just move that over there. Now, this here is the point where we pretend that we have infantry. Because I still have the infantry, so to go back on that matter, that topic, I still have infantry to actually put there. So pretending is only okay if you have something that you can actually put there if it needs to be, which we do, which is good. The air spam of Burner is always a cancer to play against Tatras. Against Tatras, so little AA might be a problem if it gets going. Yes or no. I think the fact that I'm on the good side of the map is actually okay here then, because I can make pressure, and if he just puts that into Air Force, I will just make ground for it, which is okay. I still have these guys and the 88s once they arrive. And he doesn't have great AA himself, so I can maybe use these to shoot down whatever he has. Not guaranteed, but might work. We're actually gonna get... Yeah, he might bring Panzer IV, something like that. This is now where the Panzer IV would actually be good. I'm gonna bring this for now. But yeah, we're gonna make the big push over there. We're gonna bring some support sticks, some of these guys. An actual stick to reinforce it. We have basically nothing except tanks, but that's okay. Want to try out new things. Okay, maybe it's a bit over the top. I'm gonna bring these guys. And then proper infantry. Maybe we should think about bringing proper infantry. We can bring these. A little bit of AT there. Can actually bring one of these and just try to send it over there. And then for the town, we use some flamers as well. Or one. We don't need two of those. That gives us some more cheap stuff that we can send into the town. We just try and go for it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can bring this like over here to provide some fire support. Ready. Good luck, have fun. It's not the best deployment, but honestly, I don't know how you would play with Tantra on this map. So, and I just want to have some fun. So I think it's going to be okay. I think I overcommitted to this, honestly. I most certainly did. It's going to be okay. He does have the Vrana. If he brings that, that's actually good for me because I can easily shoot them down. They're really not that good. But yeah, I'm kind of counting on this to provide some value and easily stop him. And this thing right here to stop some light armor from afar. Neither we can also bring the stick. More of these. So in this matchup, of course, it would be better now to have the Panzer Force because it's basically impenetrable for him. But that's only because we don't need the pen here. I forgot he has fast transports. Never mind. Should have brought another of those Feldjäger over there. They're really nice. Oh, he does go for that. Alright, we're gonna bring some actual infantry in here then. Right. We just want to move there. There's the Vrana. Okay. That's good for me. This thing is way too expensive for what it does. We're just gonna bring one of these up here. Oh, he brought the early 88. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna dig down here a little bit. We need to be careful because of this. It's another 88. It is another 88. So he has a lot of 88s, which is expensive. This should not be able to reach those, so it'll be good. And we can bring one of these just to cover off the open over there. So he just does the waves tactics, which can work. I can't really use them well at the moment. I can send that in to reveal the AT gun though. Oh, it's the 80 millimeters. These don't have 2K. which is a big difference. Well, I still can't do much against those. Actual infantry's coming in. And then I guess we're just going to send this in as well. We can. These are very stationary, so we can deal with artillery. I can use artillery to deal with that. Can outrange the 30 ATs as well. Oh, I forgot the the class of planes. They're not super good though, so just have to bring AA now. It's going after this instead. This is a bit of a waste, especially since I have another one. Okay, I'm gonna bring AA for the center then. None of these have there we go, there it is. I can answer later, Chisel. I'm a little bit busy at the moment. But hold that thought. I'll get back to it, promise. Lol, are we actually going to be able to move the Volksturm in there? It's interesting, to say the least. Alright. It does bring early artillery. Oh no, there's Pihots coming in there. Never mind, we can't do that anymore. We can move that in there. We're gonna hide that in the backyard. Backyards are really good. We need something to reveal infantry over there for my Stuggy Boogie. Okay, so this thing... Slowly moves that forward. And I guess we're just gonna... None of these in there. Deal with the artillery piece and then push over there. I was gonna go for the mortar probably. The Vrana is about... This is about the only matchup where the Vrana is actually good. This thing is terrible. But since I don't have cheap AA, it's actually good. Lol. Is he being toxic? Looks like it. Don't like that. But yeah, so this division is... the Vrana is really terrible. Like, it's another one of those cases that I really do hate, because it is just the one case, like the one situation where this thing's actually good. It's usually it's really bad. Just gonna buy this. The Vrana is interceptable, so shouldn't be that big of an issue. I think we can actually have a go at this with this. Buy proper. Yeah, this thing. Oh yeah, he brought it. It's not good. This thing is not good. Good. Love that. Alright, go after. It's probably also over there. This is way too far forward. I don't think it's going to be able to stop that. We might be able to deal with that though, since that's busy now. The Air Force. And once it's right over it, now we call it in. I don't think the 80 mil will be able to stop it. Okay, he countered me with the one thing that he can that easily counters this, which is turning radius. Gonna call it off. That's okay. But yeah. Ah, my mortar's not being firing at it correctly. Doo-doo-doo. Gonna make another push over here. I'm playing this horribly today, I know. As bad as it is, I think I'm gonna have to surrender this. Because the air situation and the... Who was I playing against? Oh, he's a good player then. But yeah, this is also one of... Actually, like, unironically, this is a bad map for this. Because again, yeah, I have to be very spread out. So he can just use the planes. If it's like a concentrated map, the flag filling will do against the air spam. Because this division is not that good for air spam. But on this map specifically, a different story. But we can go again. That's okay. It happens. It happens. I also need to concentrate a little bit more, so... Just go again. As that is also one of the few cases where Toucher doesn't really work super well. Because Toucher very much relies on spamming cheap armor. And as you've noticed, my opponent could do that too. So we have to rethink this. That's alright. Might end up against him. No, we didn't. Oh, WF. Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna get smacked here. I'm absolutely gonna get destroyed here. Hello. Guards armored. Well, I'm on the good side of a map that is not good for him. That being said, he has a lot of Piats, and I don't like this when I have these guys that I want to spam around everywhere. This kind of counters my need for spam very well. He's also... That's the matchup is kind of doomed for me. I mean, it's not a good matchup for him, but... But yeah, he's still a very good player. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, if the skill difference is big enough, you can play any division matchup, really. Okay, some are borderline unplayable. But in my opinion, having, like, on these kind of maps, you can still make plays with these divisions. More so than if you have a division that just gets outranged on Slits Quest, where we just were. It was actually a really good example. Had I had the 88s in A phase, I could have outranged his... Like, I could have just pushed him off there. As one of those cases where... so there's one of those maps where the other way around, it can be really bad if you don't have to range. But it's definitely not good for him, because I have more CQC. I would argue I have the better CQC. I think he has sold and... What are they called? Field Engineers, the Spamble 15.1. Those are not so good for me, because these guys will just die to them. And he has about 9 in A phase if he takes them. I have 5. They're also more expensive for me, so... they're probably going to get forced off because there's plenty of 50 cals around, so I need to be careful about that too. Also, the light AT would be good. I mean, one thing that you notice, my build, I would say that's biggest weakness. We've definitely seen that in the previous game. It is not meant to deal with light armor. Tons of them at least, not. So that's a little bit of an issue. But we can find ways around that. Alright, so we're gonna open with Veldia. Is it useful though? I think not. He has AT anyway. I guess we're gonna open with these. Not AT, he has a lot of vehicles anyway. We're gonna put it like right here in a very defensive... No. Right here, still in a defensive position though. And we are gonna... Put an IG-18. I don't like putting it there, because then you can actually get close to it from over here. But that's the best thing we can do, so we're gonna do it. Now this is where we can probably push, I would think. Gonna have 2 sticks ready. I can just sit here and we might be able to kill off a lot of things that he can do. Yeah, I know, Grim Guy. I know. And then I guess we get some Pioneers and some Flamers. Now, if he deploys aggressively, I'm gonna take the long way. Because if he deploys aggressively, I don't think I can contest that. So I'm not gonna push right here, because he has fast light vehicles that could potentially destroy all my units over there. And I don't like that necessarily. We also should think about recon. Well, actually, yes and no. He does have a lot of light armor with HG. He has the half-tracks, of course, which don't... which only have HG, but other than that, he has the... Well, not maybe HG shells, but no, Stackhounds do, Stewards do. He has plenty of stuff with HG. We're gonna have to put them into a... Still know how much that church actually brings you in terms of value, but we'll see. We are also going to bring this bath boat over here so they can actually... This is in a really nice position because you can overlook this road and this road. This road is a little bit of... if it's super fast, you're most likely not going to kill it, but at least you know it's there and you have a chance. Now, this is actually a matchup where the Fulcrum is now very useful because, again, there's armor everywhere. So, I'm going to make good use of that. I'm going to put one in here. I'm going to put one in here. I mean, shit, yeah, I can find it was 6 airborne. Yes, 6 airborne would have been very different. We're going to put one up here. We can also do... Usually I would put a flamer here, but I'm not actually going to push there. You can put one here. And again, if it drives past, easy kill for me. Same concept over here. This is where... This is now one of the cases. This is where Fulcrum really shines. Yeah, it needs to be this building right here. And then in this over here, you put a machine gun. Or a Feldjäger could actually do trick as well. MG42 is okay. And I think the next push should be over here, but I need the... the T-38Ts can actually do it as well. I don't need a Panzer Shrek. I just need to be very, very careful. Again, we use these as bait. We use the leader. We use... The one Pioneer is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. And we might be able to make some plays over there. It looks like a bad idea, and it probably is, but you know, I'm going to try things out. This works really good if you have Raider infantry. You can actually make pressure from here and then go all the way over here and over here, and just have these little bubbles. It's super annoying. And then I think the rest of my infantry... Again, I use these spammy now just to hold ground. I have to start thinking if I should go from here, because I might get rushed over there. A little bit afraid of that. I'm going to use all my CQC for the deployment. But that means that at least at some point they will be able to break through. Yeah, the 38Ts are fantastic versus students. This is one of the better matchups for it. They can, I mean, they can be dangerous to Cromwell too. They can be dangerous to a lot of things. I have seen them penning Shermans too, up close. So they can definitely overpen. 70 is a lot to ask for, but it can happen. At least lower armored ones, which is not what we're gonna be facing. But you know, this is a very cursed deployment, but I want to try it. Let's see what we can do. I think I need to learn to play, like, think more outside of the box, because one of the issues that these divisions have, not an issue, but one of the things about these divisions is, you know, they're not, if you play them the usual way, I think it's not the most optimal way to play it. So you need to find new strategies. You need to be a little bit creative with them. Unless you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to you can't play it in like the absolute standard way you play a lot of divisions. Okay, so just, okay, this is going to be a strategy. Huge armor push over here. And wait, this is actually faster. Interesting. So I'm actually going to deploy this like right over here. Or he might be able to just soak a few things. Oh boy. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I should know this. I've seen him playing against yeah. I've seen this recently against Curb. As like used a strategy like this. Alright. I don't want him to waste ammo on that, but I guess if it has to be, it has to be. Where he just used all the light armor he could get. Yeah, now I need to unload. He doesn't have smoke. Might be able to get another snipe here. There we go. Okay, just move. Oh, okay, finally got killed off. Alright, we're gonna make ground with the Volksturm now. Volksturm is our friend. Oh no, I didn't think he would push through there. Or manage to pass through is the better word for it. Alright, retreat. We also need a Volksturm over here. More than one actually. Can we just get like right in there? Would be great. We need to push over here, we need to push over here. Just need to go defensive over there. Right. That didn't work. Okay, we tried. It's no biggie. We can actually redivert this over here. Just gonna Q move all of it. What it's gonna do is it's gonna move around a lot. Exactly, it's gonna just shift through different places. So, the best thing I can do is go defensive in multiple positions. Oh. Wow, okay. Okay, we're gonna need a proper tank then. It's just gonna shift them back and forth. What? He killed both of them. Did they? Oh, heal pressure maybe? Alright. Actually gonna move you over here. We're gonna move you over here as well. And you can push over there. This is not something that we can't deal with. We just need to... Alright. Oh no. This did not go the way I was hoping for. Oh shit. I was gonna lock down the spawn over here. Didn't realize he was pushing that nicely. Okay. Made some ground over here. We lost the plane, of course we did. Ooh. Alright. Got that done. Something's in there, which I do not like. Okay, we might be able to kill something there with the bazooka. Oh, the Panzerfaust, I mean. Wait, he still has rockets? Oh, damn. I didn't realize that. He's using only a few... Wow, okay. That is actually really impressive. We have these. Still just need to keep that spawn for now. We have another felt. Yeah, well, I can hold some infantry at least. We just need to have something in here to stop the half track now. Okay, we need recon and we need a proper tank. Good. Just make use of the fact that he has not a lot of units anywhere really. And we might be able to just overwhelm him. He's focusing on that. So I can actually just use a bazooka over here. And reinforce it with one of these. Alright. Got that. Bubble here is collapsing, so but he's probably gonna have something here, so you can easily just spawn camp me. Yeah, the Volksturm there is useful, just hold ground, I guess. We need some actual infantry over there. I'm sorry I'm not reading chat super well at the moment. It might or might not be a bit stressful at the moment. Or it was. It's getting better. I think that Volksturm there came in clutch. I think I'm just gonna ignore the air spam. He has expensive units, but he's losing a lot of ground at the moment. This thing is great for this though. Right, so we just... Exactly, now we know where it is. Could have used the plane though, I realize. But, you know, we have it. It's useful. There's not a good fight. Need these to secure ground. There's probably, like, one of the more annoying things now is going to be, there's going to be units hidden in the backlines everywhere. And I need to dig them all out. But yeah. Oh, this thing's probably too fast. This is why we have cheap tanks though. So that we can deal with that. He's not spotted my recon yet. Love that. Very happy with that. Oh no, don't even need to engage it with regular thing. This only has AT, so... I might be able to sneak through there. Build that, love that. Oh, we need to turn off the APCR. All of them. Where is my 38? Oh, this was the one that was supposed to go over there. Whoopsie doopsie. We might want to have something that can go over there. Just hold this. I think the Feldjäger of the MP-44s can maybe do something over there. Oh, forgot that he still has a recon plane. Might still get in there. All we need to do is kill this. We bring in a Shug afterwards and we're good. This thing's still alive? Oh no, I spotted it. Kill off my Panzergun, which I know is not optimal, but... Alright, there we go. This is a good example of where the Volksturm can be useful. Again, I know it's an exception, but still, has its uses. Ooh. Ah, that could contain rifles. Shoot, 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 shoot. Gute knockdown. Yeah. Oh! Huge. Wow, he still hit the Piat though. I'm not mad about that at all. No, no, no. Again, I'm against the narrow spam division. With the division that doesn't have good armor. Good AA. That's very unfortunate. We can just come from this side though. Oh. Well, actually, just do this. It's really risky, but I'm hoping that he has CQC in there. Nothing else. Kind of gambling on that at the moment. Alright. Having enough of this. Oh, damn it. Well. Is my CQC actually just shredding a Vickers there? It is. Lol. Interesting. No, I was gonna... Oh, I fat fingered onto this. I lost line of sight though, so it worked. I fat fingered H so often. Might actually kill it now. That would be huge. There we go. Good kill. Love that. 15-9. So... I have a huge salient here, so I can... Okay, no, it's too far. Probably not the best engagement. No, I don't want to engage it with that. Panzer free though. 2 of them is actually okay. You're gonna send one of these in here. Okay, so there's a steward. Might actually kill that. Gun chant. Wow. Okay, that's a bit lucky. I made that much. Is this enough to bring? No, it's not enough. I don't really need to. Oh, yes, infantry over there. Well, I'd rather use my full... I'm going to bring CQC in here just in case it tries to go that way. We can just put down defensive fire to shoot or whatever is over there. Oh, I lost my plane. How did that happen? Damn, rifle spear here doing the work for sure. You repaired that. Interesting. Didn't expect to lose that plane there. Gonna Q move stuff here. He's doing the same thing, so might as well. Honestly, they don't have... The Bren will kill when things are out in the open, but I don't think it will kill that much. That quickly. Take out the tank here, because my infantry can't push through as long as the tank's there. Oh, it's doing the moving in and out game here. Okay, okay. I'm gonna bring in a recon tank. Also spot for me. German over here. This is the case, the situation where this thing is actually useful. Okay, we can bring it over there and kind of cover that off a little bit. He got another flag. Move to a position where he can hold ground. I spotted that. This thing's bouncing. Okay. We're gonna need some actual infantry up there now. And you can just shoot at whatever you can see here. Didn't I tell you to move? Why did you not do that? Alright, we got that done, and after that you can actually push through here. We have some tanks to support that, so should be fine. Oh! Well, hello there, Mr. Sherman. Gonna bring it back to tick 17 pounder. That's a bit an expensive unit to waste like that. There we go. Just push. You can just push too. And I forgot that we have these. Should be bringing them. Well, that was the times it was just too expensive, but now I think we can easily afford that. I think it's an okay fight since we have, you know, flanking position over here. One of them does. No, it's this one. Oh, this one is not even shooting. But that can't be good, obviously. Right, we got that there. Gun champ. I need to be careful. These things do have. I forgot that our AA is lagging behind quite a bit. Whoopsie doopsie. Just gonna hopefully lose line of sight on that. Maybe. Please. Please. No. He killed one. Damn it. Move, I guess. I want to have one tank there that can do a little bit of defense. Both bouncing. No. Come on. Got the tick again. Move that over there. Oh, my leader died. Okay, I'll just attack this one. Just need to pin it and then I can surrender both of them. In theory. There we go. Alright. Got control over that back. Fat finger again. We need to stop that. It's not good. Obvious reasons. Okay, look, now I have two of those. And the center is going to be safe. There's no more debate about that. It will be safe. We can also bring one of these probably back, but who knows. Whew. This is a hell of a game. I have to say that much. It is a fun one, though. But, it's an intense one. It's done that kind of rush previously against, who was that? Against Curb in a game, but that was not with Guard Summon, that was with 15 Scots. So it appeared to me that this is a strategy that he really likes. Can I? Okay, that's not gonna work. It was worth a try, you know. It was worth a try. Oh, no. Oh! Do not die on me, Turn Pioneer. We can maybe transfer this over here. We need one of these up there. Having the recon everywhere is really annoying. No, okay. I'm an idiot for having all of these bunched up. I admit it. That is objectively not the way to go. Oh, and I forgot to re-smoke that. It's also very smart. Just spam them everywhere now. So we resort to the spamming again, I guess. 2 on 1 they should easily lose. It's a little bit overpriced for what to do, in my opinion. Okay, got to 15-9 again. Oh, I thought that meant he surrendered. It's fair though, that he keeps fighting. I respect that. But yeah, it's definitely not an easy game for him. What just the shrimp pie. Okay, another thing that I want to do is I need to have one unit. Oh, I know what I can do. Something's got to be hiding here. I know there is. There we go. There they are. Oh. That was not intended. I just think this have appeared, right? Yeah, it does. Actually killed something with appeared. It's gonna kill another one. No, it misses. Wait, what? You can use smoke if the unit's pinned down? Well, thanks, Scream Guy. I didn't see that. So I just read that, but I still need to catch up on the rest that you guys were writing. Again, it was a little bit stressful, so it was hard to... Wait, you did not spot that yet. Please. Yeah, that just wasted a lot there. More of these guys. Can I just... No, it's a bad idea. I should wait. I should just wait. I guess we're gonna go in there. We can just push there. Yeah, that Sherman's gonna go down. I'm gonna send another one of these in there. Did I fat finger again from G to H? So annoying. Happens to me all the time there. You would really think that I would get better at not doing this, but it's one thing I've learned is that I don't learn, so... Yeah, I mean, we knew that. I think he could have actually done more if he hadn't done this strategy, or if he hadn't gone for the spawns. I think that was the big issue. I lost quite a few things there, so it might have worked in his favor, but if he had, like, you know, surrounded everything I had and then gotten the flags, it might have worked. Alright, so, time to catch up with you guys. I actually forgot to read some of the stuff that you asked when we played Pronyarana. And... yeah, one of the things was the LA FH18. It's not good. It for 6. I mean, you can, but at 65 points, it's at least, you know, you can at least buy it. But get, what's it, 15 more, and you get an SK18, which is significantly better. I wouldn't buy it, to be honest. I mean, we're in the same price range as a 25-pounder. And if you want to be outside of ready range, the LA FH18 is much better. Because the 25-pounder outside of ready range is really just shit. But that being said, in ready range, or like, it is just very inaccurate also outside of ready range, and it is slow firing. And because the 105, the damage and suppression are still not overwhelming. So a lot of RTBs are just better. Alright, yeah, he might have used it for actually. I didn't pay attention. I left the ABC on it. Yes, I did. It didn't harsh up the harsh rack. Oh, good job pulling. Thanks very much. And then we have the smoke grenade things. So if your swim bag gets been down in the open, you can still make it throw a smoke grenade before you fall it back. Damn, I didn't know. That is incredibly useful though. Hello, Roy. So I was actually thinking of doing another one, but I think we had two games, even though they were not super fast ones. But I'm actually getting hungry. I ate a little bit before I started the stream to cast a game, but that was not a full dinner, and my stomach is letting me know that it would really be time for dinner now. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this game definitely showed that I need to practice a lot again, or both games really. The Brony Runner one I shouldn't have lost. I just played that poorly, and he played it very well. It also needs to be said. I expect a lot of tank spam. I didn't expect the infantry spam. Well, so there's that. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Hope you have enjoyed it. And again, as I said, I posted both on YouTube and in the Discord. I'm currently a little bit busy this week and next week. So there will be a little bit less content. I'm happy that I managed to bring the stream in though. And there will be more again in the week after next week. So probably no stream next week. I have to wait and see. Maybe I'll find time for it, but no promises. So thank you all. Have a great day and see you all next time.